Did you know that Cardinal Hardware isn't just your ordinary hardware store? They're your one-stop destination for all your hardware needs. As the sole hardware store in town, they take pride in being locally owned and operated, serving the community with dedication and care. Cardinal Hardware is fully stocked with all the essentials you need, ensuring you can find everything you're looking for right in Eunice. Cardinal Hardware in Eunice, another proud sponsor of all Lee County sports and academics.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Knowmark Broadcasting's coverage of Eunice Cardinal sports. And just as I say that, in comes the family.
Here's the fam, yes.
I'm Jimmy Jones, alongside my partner today. Of course, I've got the man we call the Thumb, Charlie Fairbrush. Welcome, Charlie.
Welcome, everybody. Ready for some baseball this evening.
And there is the man, the myth, the legend, the pilot himself, Ovi Ontiveros.
Trying to get him on camera, but he snuck over to the side there.
My wife, Erica, and, of course, Brandon. And they are sliding in and in here. It's funny because we've been sitting here jabbering, doing nothing. And the minute we go on the air, up they come up the stairs and they come strolling by. But Ovi flew in late yesterday for the holiday weekend, and he's in his senior year. Gonna graduate. The graduation, though, he's going to graduate in the summer, so his graduation will be in August because he's got a math class that he had to take, and they didn't offer it until this semester.
Oh man!
And then it was a prerequisite of two other classes that he had to get. So anyway, long story short, he's got to take a couple of classes in the summer to be able to graduate, and he's scheduling graduation. Already got his cap and gown and all that for the summer. So
well, you know, Angelica, she ended up having to take a whole extra semester or half a semester because she switched majors.
Yeah. Well, I will tell you one thing, and this is the number that I've come up with is that for Ovi to go to Baylor, it's cost us about $117,000 a year.
Wow.
And you want to talk about a broke family. 3-4 years ago, I was living pretty large. I was on vacations all the time. I was thinking I was in good shape.
Well, you about to have you a rich pilot in the family.
3.5 years of Ovi being at Baylor will completely change a fella's financial status. I will assure you of that. But anyway, we're so proud of him. He's done good over there.
Yeah.
It's neat to see a kid from Eunice, New Mexico, now up flying every day and doing the things that he does. And I know that when he went to Baylor, his goal was to go to the Air Force and fly jets when he got out. He kind of transitioned away from that the last couple of years because Baylor has a lot of their guys that go to work in the airlines. And he's as we were picking him up yesterday and driving this way, he was really back to leaning toward the military, and so he's saying,
"Well, he's not going to get rich until he gets out of the military."
That's right.
I'll tell you that.
That's right. I will tell you this though: we were looking at the stuff this morning. You know, they're starting a lot of these military pilots off now about $90,000. That's a starting price,
and that's not bad.
They go up to $200. And to think, I mean, like, I can tell you that was one of my goals when I was in high school, and when I was looking at being a pilot and going that route back in the mid to early 90s, they were paying those guys like $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 starting off with.
Yeah, and I wasn't a pilot. I didn't make near that
much. There's a comedian that I enjoy. He's a Navy guy. He does stand-up. Owen. Anyway, I'll think of his name here in a minute. And he's a Navy guy, and he talks about how he would go do stand-up on his days off while he was in the Navy, and ended up going and doing like a tryout for BET. Yeah. And anyway, they ended up saying, you won the contest, and we're going to sign you and put you on tour. And he was like, well, you know, there's a problem. I'm still in the Navy. And the military. Anyway, it's
and they're just like they don't understand that.
Yeah. Well, he said that when he got his first check in the Navy, it was $515.
And that was for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, he said it was 2 weeks. He said, I called my mama. He said, we grew up in a trailer park. My mom was a single mama. She raised me. He said, I called my mama and said, Mama, I got my first check. And we're going to be all right. We've made it. It's $515. And in 13 days, I'll get another $5.15. That's kind of the way with me with the state police. You know, when I went to work for the state police, they paid you minimum wage while you were in the academy. Now, when you got out of the academy, it went up. But, you know, at that point, the academy was 6 months, and it was in Santa Fe, and you got minimum wage.
Right.
And I had just left Halliburton, where I had made almost $100,000 that year.
Yeah.
Now I worked 120 hours a week.
30,000.
And now I was down below 30,000. I think my first year with the state police, I made like 26 or 24. And
like, what am I doing?
Yes, absolutely. But anyway, now here I am with my service credits. I just had it all evaluated about a month or so ago. And I've got like 27 and a half years service credits now, and I'm eligible at any point to hang it up. And so it's, you know, back then my dad told me, go get that government retirement. He said this oil field will always be here, and I've kicked myself a few times thinking I sure could have made better money out there, but you know, is what it is. But back to baseball. We are here live in Eunice, here at Cardinal Field. The Eunice Cardinals are going to take on the Grady, and I believe they're the Broncos. I believe that's right.
I think I've seen that on the bus.
Yeah. And I will tell you, this Grady ball club comes into this game at 7-3. The Cardinals are 7-1. You know, Grady on paper looks like they're a solid ball club this year. I will say that for sure. And they've played some quality teams. Looking at their schedule, you know, they beat Tucumcari, they beat Dora, they beat Pecos, they beat Tularosa, they beat Magdalena, they beat Floyd. Played 2 non-varsity opponents. I don't know who that is, but one of those is one of their losses. I have no idea who those are, but those are going to be somebody's JV teams. They lost a close game to Shiprock.
Wow.
And then they got beat by Texaco by 8 runs, and then here they are. For the Cardinals, you know, the Cardinals come in here. They are the #1 team in the state right now. They're 7-1 on the year. For the year, they lost the first game of the year. The only loss was to Kermit in a 5-6 game where they didn't quite have all the basketball kids back out there yet. They turned around a week later and played that same Kermit team and beat them in a run rule. Just destroyed them, and so that kind of tells you the different level of the team with all the athletes there. The Cardinals have wins over Wink, Texas. Kermit, you know, that Kermit win. They've destroyed Melrose twice. They beat Tucumcari. They beat Hozo Academy, a top 3 or 4 team in the state of New Mexico.
That was a good game.
They beat Magdalena. And then here we are against Grady. And anyway, so I mean, this Cardinal team is a solid team this year. One of the things that I keep talking to folks about is I've watched a lot of Cardinal baseball through the years. You know, numerous family members of mine have been on state championship teams up here and played up here for years and years and years. And I will tell you, I sat and I watched this team, and the one thing that I notice about this team right away is, number one, how deep they are at the pitching position.
Wow.
And number two, just how deep they are as a whole, how well-rounded they are. They've got some great kids at a lot of positions. You know, we've had years where, you know, I take some of the catchers that we've had through the years that were just absolutely amazing, or some of the pitchers were absolutely amazing. But this year, you've got some really solid kids all the way around.
Well, I'm going to tell you this. My opinion is and I was a little skeptical when we got Tyler as a coach. I was like, he's too young. I'm still thinking of the Tyler that I'm thinking he's still a kid, but I'm going to tell you what, I think he's done a fantastic job as a well-rounded team, and I don't know if you can find a better coach than them.
Yeah, I like Tyler.
Me too.
Anybody that knows me and knows my background knows that Tyler grew up in the house right beside me when I was a kid. When I graduated high school, Tyler lived in the house right beside me. And I tell everybody, when I went to college, one of the first things I wanted to do was buy me a new car because I'd never had one. And so I got me a job and had my aunt co-sign for me, and I went down and bought me a Camaro with T-tops. And I thought I was pretty cool. And Tyler was like 2 or 3 years old, and he lived right beside me. and I would leave my car parked in the driveway at night and go in and go to sleep and leave the tops off if the weather was nice.
Right.
And a lot of times I would come out and Tyler would be standing in the driver's seat of my car with my steering wheel going vroom, 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 acting like he was driving, and there'd be footprints up my brand new hood and up my windshield where Tyler had climbed over and got in my car and was playing vroom vroom in my brand new shiny car. And I was like, Tyler! And of course, he'd climb out of there and run and ha ha ha. And half the time I'd come outside. We always had air conditioner problems, and we had one of those old flat top rock house roofs,
right?
And we had the air conditioner up there. Well, my dad always kept a ladder propped up against the back of the house so that we could get up there and work on the air conditioner when it gave us trouble. Well, half the time you'd come outside and Tyler'd be up there throwing gravel at you because he'd be on the roof, and you know you got all that gravel on those flat top houses, and he was a little bitty fella, and he'd climb the ladder and be up there throwing gravel at you when you came outside. So anyway, when I think of Tyler, that's the Tyler that I see. But I will tell you, as a brand new state police chief, when I came here as a police chief, Tyler was an absolute animal on the baseball field, on the football field, and it is just neat for me to see him come full circle and be out here with what's right now the #1 team in the state of New Mexico. I think very highly of Tyler. I think he's done a great job. And I go back to what I've said over and over and over, and I know some people don't like it, but it's the truth, and you know me, I really don't care if people like it or not. I tell it like I see it. Here's the deal. In football, these same athletes were ranked in the top 3 in the state all year long. They finished the season as the #2 in the 2 team in the state. These same athletes, for the most part, on this baseball team, #1 in the state. Now we got to figure out how to build that bridge
over
and
to
fix the basketball, you know, and that's another story. But anyway, it is what it is. Tyler's done an amazing job. One of the things that I was mentioning before we went on the air here today that I appreciate so much about Tyler is he appreciates us and appreciates us coming and doing these games. I get a text message from Tyler every single game day morning with his roster, his lineup. Man, the guy makes sure that we've got everything that we need up here, and his wife, she takes good care of us too. I mean, she got Charlie a heater, and you know, so we appreciate Miss Almaguer as well, and you know, definitely they're good to us. And so anyway, speaking of Tyler, he's headed out there to home plate. Going to get out there and have his little pregame meeting. And so
line them officials out a little bit.
Yeah, that's right. Go over and tell them that if they don't get the right calls, that he's going to like do that flex on them, that same flex that we saw in that superhero pose that he had on my cartoon last week, you know. And
don't make me pull my guns out, bro.
I think his wife got him a triple extra large shirt so that we couldn't see his washboard abs and whatnot here today. So anyway, yeah, we're excited. It's you know, it's a good time to be a Cardinal, and it is, I mean, this is a solid team. And, you know, no matter how the year goes, as far as the way it finishes, man, they've been impressive so far this year. And you know, just a fun team to watch, no doubt about it. So it looks like they're out there just trying to kind of get their little pregame discussion going on, and then we should be ready to get up and running.
Get up and running.
You know,
around,
one interesting note, and I haven't been, I have skipped the last 2 school board meetings. I'll try to get to the next one, but I had someone tell me today that they've started closing down the old gym with the goal of tearing that thing down and building the new early child development center there. So for those of you in the community, because I literally have had dozens and dozens of people call me saying we need to go up there and fight that. Well, I have fought until this place don't want to see me coming anymore. So if that's something you want to do, you might want to tell somebody, because I think I'm like, I fought and fought and fought for the new gym, and I think we've got that done. This other one I think I'll set out. So anyway, both teams out there. Looks like we're about to have the national anthem, and maybe I think I hear it coming.
It's coming around the bend there.
The remix.
play ball.
All right. Well, anyway, there's our national anthem. Should get started here pretty soon. We mentioned Rosie. He abandoned us today again.
He's up in Ruidoso chilling.
3 times this week he's skipping out on us. He's headed up to the mountains of Ruidoso. In fact, he's already there. He sent us a selfie a while ago of him standing on a mountain with a bunch of trees around him. And so shout out to him. Shout out to some of these sponsors, of course. We definitely got a good list. The Eunice Pump and Supply, Eunice Public Schools, Redbird Gas, Parker Energy, NMR Pipeline, Outlaw Grill, Guns Up Services, Thomas Welding, Eunice Wrecker, Redbird Garage, Cardinal Hardware, Debbie's Country Kitchen, the City of Eunice, Badger Hydrovac, Eunice Health Clinic, IPS Incorporated, NMJC, Lavelle Insurance, and Burrito Beast. So we appreciate you guys. Appreciate you making these broadcasts possible.
Could not do it without them.
Definitely. And so on the hill today for the Cardinals, we're going to have Hasiel. Hasiel makes his return. We saw him in the opening game of the Cardinal Classic. And Hasi, one of those that had just came out of basketball. And he's all district, in fact, in basketball this year. And so congratulations to him. Got a few of those on this baseball team. And so anyway, both teams getting ready to go. Eunice in the red, of course, and Grady in that blue and gray.
Yeah. Blue with gray helmets and gray pants. Maybe it's a white helmet. I can't tell.
Yeah, I think it's a white helmet.
Maybe my eyes are just gray.
But that could be. That could be. Behind home plate for the Cardinals will be Isaac Morales. You got Luis Zamora at short. Julian De Leon at third base. Ethan Wilson batting in the cleanup spot. He'll be out in right field today. Is that right? That is right.
Yep, right.
Man,
field.
I tell you what, Ethan Wilson, he's a jack of all trades, man. Every time I turn around, he's in a different spot.
Been on first base. Done well over there, too.
And you've got Carlos Armendariz, Big Rob over there, so they're going to try both them in the lineup together. Randy Gallegos at second base. Andres Serrano will be the DH. Misa Brito out in left field today. Carlos Armendariz, a.k.a. Big Rob, standing on first. Adan Baeza in center. And, of course, Hasiel, he won't be batting, but he will be the pitcher for this Cardinal team. So, anyway, it's a beautiful day here.
It is nice.
It is a nice, beautiful day. The flag is just literally straight down the pole out there. No wind whatsoever, at least at this point. I say that it'll probably blow 100 miles an hour.
And it's kind of cold here, but I got my heater.
Yeah, I was going to say Charlie's got the heater blowing on him.
I won't be complaining at all.
Just to your left, you got Miss Lacey over there. She got like the iced fan and the ice water. She may get the ice towels out in a minute, put them around her neck. She's going to have to cool off a little bit because Charlie got the heater going beside her.
I like this heater.
It's a pretty cool little heater, huh? I'm telling you, I have one of those under my desk at the office.
Me too. I got a tall one. It comes all the way up to the where it needs to be.
Where it needs to be. All right, so here we go. First batter, Madden Flood. Madden Flood.
Shortstop.
He is the shortstop. He's going to step up there, and they're ready to go. Here comes the first pitch from Hasi as he kicks and fires it. There's a drive into deep left center field. It is way back. It's going to skip off the wall. It is an absolute rocket.
Wow.
And they fire it back in quickly from center, but not before he's standing at second base. And so Adan Baeza is the defender that got that ball back in there, but man, that was a rocket.
Okay, boys, we got a game today.
Yeah, I think so. Andre Garcia now comes to the plate. He's got a runner in scoring position, standing on second. No outs here. We're in the top of the first. Game just got underway. Hasiel going to take a look back at second. Nobody holding the runner on. Big breaking ball right down that inside corner.
Oh, man.
I saw no motion, so I'm assuming that is ball one.
Yeah.
Looked like a good pitch from my angle.
Sure did.
Hasiel back up there, ready to go. Big lead up at second. No outs. Here comes Hasi, kicking and firing. It rocks it right down the middle for strike number one. So 1 ball, 1 strike here. to Garcia. You got Hayes Rush on deck. That's quite a sports name for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a college name, a sorority fraternity name, Hayes Rush. Oh, and that one's going to hit him. And it's going to be a dead ball as they're going to send the runner back to second, but that'll send Andre Garcia over to first on the hit by pitch. So Hayes Rush now steps in here. Big number 22. Pretty tall fella. Long, athletic-looking youngster as he steps up there to the plate. Runners on first and second. No outs here. We're in the top of the first. This kind of has flashbacks of the first game of the Cardinal Classic.
Yeah.
Here comes the pitch. Big breaking ball right down that outside corner, and that's a good-looking pitch.
Caught the corner.
Yep. You know, Haciel's very capable.
Mm-hmm.
Just got out here to baseball, but he's definitely a ball player. He's just going to take him a while to kind of get his feet underneath him, and there's a good-looking pitch.
It looks outside, but he just catches that corner.
Yep. So 0-2 here as Hassi's thrown two good pitches to Hayes Rush. Rush back in there, takes him a couple of practice swipes, and he's ready. Runners on first and second. Hassi looks back. Now he's going to kick and fire. It's a breaking ball. He's going to block it right down. They throw it out towards center or towards second.
Got that one.
And they almost had the runner picked off, and down goes Hayes Rush. So he's going to go down on the strikeout. And so Hassi has his first strikeout here of the game, K number 1. Coming up next will be Caden Croy, number 4. He bats in that 4 spot, playing first base. No, he's pitching. He's the pitcher. I don't know why that 1 threw me off there for a second. And there's a good-looking breaking ball down the outside corner for strike number 1.
I always converted over to P instead of the 1 because that messes me up.
Yeah. You know, that's one thing about me. All the little numbers always mess me up in baseball. Don't know why. It always has. And that ball's high and inside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here. We're in the first. To number 4, Caden Croy. Double ones, Hasiel Goitia, the number 11. He is pitching for the Cardinals. Runners on first and second with an out. Here comes Hassi. He's going to kick and fire it toward home. Big breaking ball right down the inside corner.
Sorry.
And they did. They called it a strike. So 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Hassi. Or not to Hassi, to
From
Croy.
Hassi.
From Hassi, yep. So he steps in there ready to go again. Here comes the pitch. Big breaking ball, and he gets him. And down goes Croy. And he stood there for a while like he didn't like the call. But, man, that looked like a fantastic pitch.
It did.
I usually call it like I see it. And if it goes against us, I say it. But, that looked like a good pitch right there.
Yep. Beautiful
Breaking ball. Started over toward the batter and then just dropped right down into the middle. And so that's 2 outs here as Hassi's got 2 Ks. Runner on first and second. A swing and a miss from West, Gavin West. And we're hoping he heads over to the east to sit down in the dugout here in a minute after a couple more strikes as he swings at strike 1. So 0-1 here to West. Gavin West back in there ready. And there's one right down the inside corner for strike number 2. So 0-2 here to West. As Hasiel takes a little break, steps back up there on the mound. Taking a look. He's ahead of this one, 0-2. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. Here comes the pitch. Big breaking ball, swing and a miss, and down he goes. And Hassi with 3 Ks and gets us out of the inning. 3 straight Ks for Hasiel. And that looked good as we move to the bottom of the first. You're listening to No Mark Broadcasting's coverage of Eunice Cardinal Sports.
For over 25 years, Eunice Pump and Supply has been more than just a business. They've been a part of the heartbeat of Eunice. From the oil fields to the classrooms, Eunice Pump and Supply is all in backing the athletes, cheering on scholars, and investing in the future of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply takes pride in their hard-working team, their dedication to excellence, and most of all, the youth. Visit Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, and now proudly serving Lovington at 321 North Main. Your hometown partner and a proud supporter of Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, local, loyal, and proud to serve.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to No Mark Broadcasting's coverage of Eunice Cardinal Sports here live in Eunice as the Cardinals and the Broncos are all knotted up 0-0 as we move to the bottom of the first. Leading off for the Cardinals will be Isaac Morales. On deck will be Luis Zamora and Julian De Leon, the third baseman and the big slugger in that third spot. He'll be in the hole. And so, you know, we talked about it a little bit there during the break, but Hasiel, you know, first batter gave up that long double. Then he hit the next hit the next batter, and then after that it was like the wake up button. And man, he looked really good. 3 straight batters, 3 straight strikeouts, and he looked really good. You get that level of pitching from Hasiel, and that brings this team even to another level if he can continue to do that.
And I'm watching this little pitcher warm up out here, number 4.
That is Caden. Yeah, Caden Croy.
Yeah, and he's slinging them pretty good too.
Yeah.
Of course, the good thing is with the pitching that we've got, if you have some pitching like that, they're used to it.
Yeah.
They've been hitting off ours, you know, the whole time in practice, and so might turn out to be a really good. Maybe a really good game. I hope it's a good game. I mean, and I hope we come out on top of it.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. You know, I mean, that's definitely, as a Cardinal fan, that's what you want to see. And not only is it what you want to see, it's what you expect.
Yeah.
I mean, when you come out here, these bleachers, when I got here for the JV game,
they're full.
Oh, man, it is packed. And the, you know, the parking lot was packed. The bleachers were packed. And so coming up here is going to be Isaac Morales, the young man that's catching for the Cardinals. Wears number 10. Steps up there ready to go. He was in my driveway last night in the middle of the night. As he is there ready to go. Here comes the first pitch. Big breaking ball, stays high and inside for ball number 1.
Good eye, son.
Isaac is one of Dottie's buddies. And I forgot they didn't have school today. I was like, man, what are y'all doing up so late?
So late.
But here comes the next pitch, and that one's a rocket right down that outside corner. Fastball for strike 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Morales.
So he can hit that corner too, huh?
Yep. Once again, this is Caden Croy on the mound for Grady. Here comes the next pitch, and that one's hit high and fouled right over toward my car because I'm parked in that first spot right there where I always laugh and tell nobody to park. That's the only spot that was available when I pulled up, so I pulled right into it. I figured I got 2 cracked windshields already anyway, or a windshield and a side window. I might as well let them bust the rest of it out.
Well, all the time I've been coming up here, I've only ever lost 1 windshield.
There's a drive right into center, and the pitcher stuck his pitching hand out like he was going to try to stop it, and then jerked it back at the last minute.
Wait a minute, I better not do that.
I better think about it as Morales gets on base with the single, and that'll bring up the shortstop, Luis Zamora. Zamora heads up there. And another young man that statistically has started the season off very well, Luis Zamora. He's got 6 stolen bases on the year, so if he can get on the bases,
he can get moving
definitely
around
does some things. He leads the team in runs scored with 13 on the year. So here we go. That first pitch is just a bit outside. They're going to call it ball 1. Looking over there, Morales on first. And he usually does good work as well. He's got 5 stolen bases here on the season, and he's got a big lead, looking like he's going. And there he goes, and there's a drive into center. Nope. And so Morales is going to have to turn around and get on his horse and get back over to first. As Zamora looked like they had the hit and run on, and he drove a rocket, but he hit it right directly at the center fielder.
Hit it harder, a little bit less, where it drops in the middle, huh?
Yep. And so that'll bring up big 44, Julian De Leon, the third baseman. Young man had an absolute blistering start to the season, just sending absolute rockets over the fence as he had a heck of a start to the season. And so we'll see if he can keep that run going as that first pitch is in there for strike number 1. And at the same time, heading over to first, or heading from first to second, is Morales as he steals the base. So De Leon steps back in there, And Caden Croy, the pitcher for the Broncos, gets back on the hill. De Leon in there, big lead by Morales out there at second. And here comes the pitch. It's driven foul right at my car.
They're trying to get you.
Yeah, that one has hail damage written all over it right there. I'll call my
that's a big old hail ball. Baseball size.
Call my insurance and say it was hail damage. I'd be like, was it just one big hail ball? Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Hail, yes, it was.
Hail, yes. There's a lot of hail.
Oh, and that one's high and inside for ball one. That one almost got him on the chin.
That's like a brush-off pitch, wasn't it?
That shaved his chin right there. So 1 ball, 2 strikes here to De Leon. De Leon playing third base today. He's another one of those that can play multiple positions. Here comes that pitch, swung on, chop it foul toward the third base line.
Doing that staying alive.
Definitely he is. De Leon leads this team in homers for the season. We watched him hit back-to-back homers in, I believe that was game number 2 of the Cardinal Classic. Maybe 3, I can't remember. Game number 2, yeah. So here we go. He's back in there, and there's a drive into deep right center field, trying to get back under. It's the right fielder. He misplays it. He's headed towards second. De Leon's going to be into second with the stand-up. And because of that fly ball, it kind of held up Morales for just a little bit. But one way or the other, we've got runners standing at second and third.
And here comes the big man.
And Ethan Wilson slides up to home plate.
And he kicked one out last game.
He did. Wilson is a player. College is out there looking for a future player. Ethan Wilson and old De Leon standing at second, definitely. And there's several that would be good to keep your eyes on, but Ethan Wilson, man, throwing in the 90s.
Oh, man, that was down around his ankles.
Yeah, well, and it looked to me like it was out about a foot to the right. But anyway, called strike there on that first one. Wilson steps back in there ready to go. Runners on second and third, 1 out.
That umpire can stand up and be in the strike zone.
Oh, and there's a big breaking ball. Now, that looked like a good pitch.
Maybe a little closer.
The other one, the one before that, looked like it was outside. And
I'd already logged that other one in as a ball. And I tried to leave it there, but I guess I better just change it to a strike.
There we go. 0-2 here to Wilson. Runners on second and third, 1 out. Here comes Coy.
You got to defend it, bud.
Here comes the kick. He's going to pitch, and that one's just a bit inside and high for ball 1. So 1 ball, 2 strikes here. That was a tough one. As a batter, I'd have a tough time letting that one go with a 0-2 count, but he did good. Good call, good judgment, better than mine.
Yeah, I've been swinging away.
I'm not a good judger. And there is that next pitch, and that's another one that with a 1-2 count, I'm probably going to have to swing at it. But once again, I'm not a very good judger.
That looked awful close to those first 2 to me.
So 2 balls, 2 strikes. That pitch looked exactly like the very first pitch. So 2-2, here comes the pitch. It's right down the middle, swung and missed, and down goes Wilson. As Wilson goes down, that is the first K for Croy.
So we're in the same situation they were. 2 outs, runners on second and third.
And coming up is Randy Gallegos.
All right, give it a ride, sir.
The freshman. Gallegos steps in there ready. He's not very large in stature, but, man, he's definitely large in skill and heart for dang sure. As he steps in there ready to go. I think he's got little brother over there as the bat boy. And so he steps in ready. Caden Croy climbs onto the hill, and here comes the pitch. Big breaking ball. Doesn't get down low enough for Gallegos. As, against Wilson, that'd probably been a strike. But against Gallegos, he got to get it down about a foot or so.
Zone.
That's right. So Croy going to kick and fire it toward home. And there's a swing and a miss for strike number 1. 1 ball, 1 strike here to Gallegos. Randy Gallegos, a youngster, got a lot of playing time last year as an 8th grader. He scored 13 runs this year for the Cardinals. There was a kind of an interesting late, I think I'm going to call it. Maybe I'm not. Gallegos has a 700 on-base percentage. He's second on the team in getting on base. He's third on the team in batting average at almost 600 as well. Here comes the pitch, swung on and missed, and down he goes.
Man.
And down goes Gallegos on the strikeout, and so we leave 2 on bases as we move to the top of the second. The Cardinals and Grady all knotted up at 0. You're listening to No Mark Broadcasting's coverage of Eunice Cardinal Sports.
This message is fired up and fueled by Redbird LP Gas Company. Bart Parker, class of 71 and proud state champ in both basketball and baseball, and the whole awesome crew at Redbird are cheering loud for the Eunice Cardinals. Whether it's academics or athletics, Redbird knows you're giving it your all, and Redbird sees your determination. Balancing books and the ball field isn't easy, but you're doing it with heart, hustle, and pride. Redbird is proud of you, Cardinals. Keep soaring. From Bart Parker and the Redbird crew, behind you all the way. Go Redbirds!
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to No Mark Broadcasting's coverage of Eunice Cardinal Sports, here live in Eunice, as the Cardinals and the Broncos are all knotted up 0-0. We're in the top of the second.
And it was just almost an identical on both sides. We had left 2 runners on, second and third. The 5th batter was the last out.
Yep.
On both sides.
Yeah, definitely looked very similar. This will be DJ Padilla. Padilla comes to the plate, looking to mix it up a little bit here as the DJ. And that first pitch is hit right into center field, and so Padilla with the single to center. And that'll bring up Gunnar Benjamin. I don't know why, but that reminded me of Benjamin Button.
Yeah.
And that, the tale of the guy that started, he was born like he was a little old man, but he grew younger. Yeah, that was a cool movie.
I don't think I ever actually seen it.
Oh, man, you got to sit down and watch that one. That's one of those good ones. Of course, it's got, is it Brad Pitt?
Mm-hmm. I think
it's
it was
Brad Pitt in it. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good show. So 1 ball, no strikes here. Looks like Morales having a little bit of an issue with his catching helmet there. He got it put on. Guy over on first base jumping around like he's on a tightrope, but, doing some tightrope walking. So 2-0. This is Gunnar Benjamin. Haciel on the hill for the Cardinals today. That sun's just got down enough to where it's looking pretty nice out here. It looks pretty neat. This is always kind of my favorite time of the day, right about now.
Yeah, and when the sun goes all the way down, your camera view will get better, I promise.
Yeah.
Still got a little.
That is the one issue about these evening games where that sun, that there's that period for about 30, 40 minutes where it just glares right into the press box. It's hard to get a good image. Always has that glare on it. And there's ball 4. So 3 pitches, 3 balls. We're starting this inning the way we started the first. A single and a walk.
Runners on first and second.
Yep. The first inning we started with a double and a hit by pitch. This time we started with a single and walk. And so now we've got Raleigh Bone Daddy is up to the plate. And so Haciel on the hill, runner on first and second, no outs. Here comes the pitch to the Bone Daddy. And that one is right down that outside corner. And Bone Daddy kind of did like a little shoulder hop, that little shoulder thing. Like afterwards, like, And
kind of adjusting things up.
Yeah. So 1 ball, no strikes to Bone Daddy. Here comes the pitch right down that same spot. And that one he calls a strike. So 1 ball, 1 strike now. got tomorrow Loving.
Yeah, we'll be in Loving at 11 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, it's early, so that works out good for me because my wife's aunt has a birthday party tomorrow night, and I don't know how many of you gringos like me know much about them Hispanic families and their birthday parties, but you don't miss them things.
We had
it's fighting words.
We had a good friend of mine who retired today. We threw him a little retirement party.
Down goes Bone Daddy.
And he says, "Hey, we're having the real party at my house in a little bit." But
you said, "No, I'm partying at the baseball field."
Yeah. But I'm sure that's going to be a whole different party than it was at the office earlier.
Oh yeah, and there's a swing and a miss. So down goes Bone Daddy on the strikeout, and then next up is Gavin, and I think that's Stilo I'm not exactly sure. That's one thing about it. We appreciate the roster that we got from this coach, but it's one of those handwritten ones.
Yeah.
And the only negative to that is, and I guarantee you, if you tried to read my handwriting,
this is one of the better ones.
Oh yeah,
by the way.
Yeah, some of them were really good. Some of the names were really good, but this bottom one, I'm not sure if his name is Stilo, like Stilo Brim, if it's Stilo, Stallone, like Sylvester.
Yeah.
I couldn't quite read that name. I bet you though it's on that digital printout that we had earlier.
I'll look here in a minute.
Yeah. So 1 ball, 2 strikes here to Gavin. I can say his first name for sure. Got runners on first and second, 1 out, runners with a big lead. Here comes the pitch, and that's a big breaking ball, and it stays way out there. Is when that came out of his hand, I thought it was headed to our dugout, and then
it's S-T-I-E-L-O-W, so I'm thinking like Stilo.
S-T-I-E-L-O-W, so Stilo.
Yep.
So 2 balls, 2 strikes, and that one's going to be high and outside for ball 3. So now we got a full count. 3, 2, 1.
Contact.
Speaking of 3, 2, 1 contact, man, did you watch the Artemis take off for the moon?
Pretty cool.
Yep, they're about a third of the way there when I was looking earlier.
They were 100,000 miles away already.
Is that not nuts?
That's a long way.
There's a swing and a miss, and down they go, and then they fire it back there, and they get a close one. Ooh, that was a close one.
Sure was on second there.
Yes, it was.
Kid said, "Man, they can throw that ball."
Yeah.
It almost got me.
Yep. That is one thing about this Cardinal team, man. We've always had some catchers that'll do that kind of stuff. So here we go. 2 outs now, and we're back to the top of the lineup. This is Flood. Young man had a double his first trip to the plate. He's the shortstop, and he watches that first one right down the inside corner for strike number 1.
And going to getting it done now.
Madden Flood. Definitely don't need another one of his doubles like we got a while ago. Not if you're a Cardinal fan. As he swings at that one, fouls it off, and that'll be strike number 2, and they'll send the runners back to where they were.
Well, they hadn't yet. They need to.
No, they didn't, huh?
Sure
I guess they're
didn't.
going to say he just swung and missed.
Huh.
So maybe that wasn't a foul ball. Maybe they're saying it was just a swing and a miss for strike 2. So 0-2 here. I thought it was a foul ball, but apparently not. And there's a swing and a drive towards short. Big Rob come off his base and did a real good job scooping that one, but it was going to be a foul.
Well, Rob's the one that done the double play the other night, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he got his own double play. Pretty good little first base.
So 0-2 here. Big Rob over there on first, trying to hold him on. Flood swings, rocks that one foul. Going to dribble it over toward the third base dugout.
He's just trying to defend that plate right now.
Yeah, speaking of staying alive, that's what he's trying to do here.
We need Rosie here to sing it, don't we?
Staying alive. So 0-2, 2 outs, runners on the corners. Hasiel going to kick and fire one toward home, and then they... I thought I saw a call, and I did.
What was that?
They're going to call a balk.
What?
I'm assuming that's what they're calling, is a balk. And it looked like the ump was saying something to the Eunice dugout. I have no idea. I'm So they're going to send the runner home, and so that'll be the first run of this ball game. Is they're going to call the balk and
was
move
it a
the
balk or
runners.
is it something they did in the dugout that would have caused
I'm assuming it's a balk. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of that would advance both runners. So 0-2, 2 outs. Here comes the pitch after the balk scored a run. And so, like I said, all I can think of is a balk. I can't think of. Is it? Yep. Okay. So that's what the score was for balk, is what they're saying on the update here. So now you've got a runner on second, 2 outs, 1 ball, 2 strikes. There's a swing and chop foul. Man, he's fouled off about 5
he has. Sure
in this at bat, and it's 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes here, 2 outs. 1-0 is your score. Stepping up on the hill. Here comes Hussey. He's going to kick and fire. Swung on. It's hit over to second. Gallego's going to swoop in, grab it, flips it over to Carlos, and that'll do it. Down goes Flood on the ground out, and that'll get the Cardinals out of a little bit of trouble, but not before Grady puts one on the board. It's 1-0 as we move to the bottom of the second. You're listening to No Mark Broadcasting's coverage of Eunice Cardinal sports.
Around here, we work hard on the field, in the classroom, and in life. And companies like Parker Energy, they're in our corner. Since 2006, they've delivered expert transport, pump truck, back truck, and disposal services. But more than that, they've supported us, our schools, our sports, our future. Thanks, Parker Energy, for showing up and believing in what we can do.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Noel Mark Broadcasting's coverage of Eunice Cardinal sports, live here in Eunice as the Cardinals. Do we got a discussion?
I think we have a little discussion.
Oh, we've got a serious discussion going on over there. Our coaches and the umpires are letting each other have it. He just threw one of the coaches out, so one of our coaches just got tossed. As they just tossed one of our coaches out of the game.
They're talking about that balk.
Yeah, that's what I was going to stick my head out here and so maybe I could hear what's going on.
Well, we're down a coach.
Yeah.
That's what's going on, I guess.
Oh, shoot. You know
I'm
me.
just glad it's not Tyler.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
So they're calling for the administrator so that they can, I guess, toss a coach. As,
he's going to self-toss, but he's not real happy about it.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So that'll send Jorge Ontiveros over the coach first base as we've got a little excitement going on here.
Yeah.
As Coach JB is headed for the He's
locker
headed
room.
to the field house.
He's going to get an early shower.
And he's still going, and him and the umpire are still having a discussion down the first base dugout or first base line.
I think he's going to need a cold shower.
Yeah.
He's a little hot.
Yep.
A little
I missed what happened there, or
Yeah.
I'd probably be a little more fired up myself. I missed it. But
I think they were talking to him about the balk a while ago. I
Yeah.
don't think they think it was a balk because he was showing how he moved his hand.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, like a hand motion.
well, but it was the home plate umpire
That called it.
that him and that's who got into it, and the other guy's the one that called the balk.
Yeah.
And so I don't know exactly what led to it. And there's a drive into left center field.
Well,
And so Serrano is going to get there on to first as he makes the curve. I said, yeah, that is Serrano. So he's going to get the single out of that deal. It was a nice-looking shot just over the outstretched arm of the shortstop. And so now that'll bring up Misa Brito with a runner on first.
well, maybe that's our the fire we needed to get rolling here.
Yeah, got to get something to get us going here. We're in the bottom of the second, so, and
down one run.
Yeah, down one. So here comes Misa, the left-hander, with a runner and Serrano on first. He's got a big lead. He's leaning towards second already. Misa going to square around and show bunt. Serrano going to dive back into first on the pump fake from the catcher. As
ball one.
I've watched a lot of Eunice baseball the last couple of years, and I haven't seen JP quite that excited. So I'm assuming that there must be something legit, because the one thing I'll say about JP is he knows baseball.
Yep.
And that's a young man that came to New Mexico Junior College to play baseball for the T-Birds, one of the top junior college baseball programs in the country, and he was a catcher. And so you want to talk about somebody that knows baseball. I've had conversations with that guy. He can recite like just about anybody's batting average any given day. He can tell you who did what in 1962, who did what in 1995. I mean, he is a baseball mind. And so
he knows baseball.
He knows baseball. So if he's fired up like that, I got to think there's a legitimate reason for it. Being around him like I have, he's not he's not usually a scream and holler kind of fella. I've never seen him have even a remote encounter with any umpire.
Good thing there's no dirt out there. I think he would have kicked dirt.
Oh, yeah, he was excited. So 1 ball, 2 strikes here to Misa. Serrano on first. Here comes the pitch. Swung on and hit towards center.
Hit.
Center fielder not going to get to it. He's going to scoop it up. He did fire it back in.
Yeah.
But Brito with a nice piece of hitting there as he advances the runner on a single. And that'll bring up Big Rob. And there's our bat boy, Gallegos, running out there to grab that bat.
He's getting the
job. He heads back in, kind of reached over, pulled his pants up, almost tripped over the dirt there. But he's back into the dugout safely. As Big Rob comes to the plate, Coach Almaguer steps down. He's going to signal for everybody. And they're missing JP right here, as that is his cup of tea, man. He is a smart baseball mind. I give him that for 100. It definitely hurts not having him, but we got Coach Jorge Ontiveros. He was my cartoon character here today. Is Big Rob going to lay the bunt down right to the pitcher? It's a good one, and he moves the runners. And so Big Rob doing what he needs to do, exactly what Coach Almaguer asked him to do, as he lays down the bunt. And on the fielder's choice, everybody advances. They get him, and that'll bring up Adan Baeza with 1 out. Runners in scoring position, 2nd and 3rd, as Baeza steps up there ready to go.
Good base hit out to the center. Be good.
Yep.
Could bring 2 runs in if you get it far enough.
Yeah, I agree. That would definitely be good. I was trying to look at numbers here, and right as I was doing that, I don't know when my phone was ringing and everything else going on. And I'm like, what in the heck?
Fouled that first one right back up towards us. Almost caught it.
Don Baeza is 2nd on this team in triples for the year, and so right now would be a good time for one of those as he steps up there ready with an 0-1 count after that first foul ball. Big breaking ball there, going to stay outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, and this is number 1, Adon. So there's a whole bunch of ones up on the board. As heading back over this way. She's in an interesting predicament right there. I hadn't thought about that, but that's an interesting predicament to be in.
What's that?
I'll leave it for another conversation another time. But here we go. 2 balls, 1 strikes here to one strike, not 1 strikes to Baeza. Don steps in there ready to go. This hit is brought to you by Lavelle Insurance. As he steps up there ready, and that one's going to get down in the turf, and so it'll be a 3 balls, 1 strike.
One more ball will load them bases.
Man, it'd sure be nice, and then that would bring us back to the top of the lineup with an out. That would be definitely good. I'll also take a triple right here as there's a hit right down the first base line. They're going to score a run, and so that ties the game as Adon Baeza with the RBI ground out.
And that's okay.
That'll bring us up to the top for Isaac Morales with 2 outs now, I think.
Yes, that's correct.
So Isaac Morales back to the plate. He had a single his first trip up there as he's up there ready to go. Isaac steps in there ready. Here comes the pitch, and that one's going to be low for ball number 1 to Morales, the catcher for this Cardinal team. Back up there ready. Still on the hill, we've got Croy for Grady. He's going to rock and fire, and that curveball was driven back into the netting. And so that's going to make it 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Half of that rock boogie oogie.
Yep, just halfway there.
Just halfway, yep. We're in a 1-1 game here in the bottom of the 2nd. Runner standing on 3rd. Here comes the pitch, and that one's going to be just a bit outside for ball 2. So 2-1. Is it 1 out?
Actually, it's 2 outs.
2 outs, yeah,
That's
2 outs. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I've got 2 outs over here on my stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was just looking at too.
2 balls, 1 strike. We've got 2 outs. Here comes the next pitch. Big breaking ball. It's hit foul over into parking lot. That'll ding dong somebody's hood.
Now we got the 2-2-2.
Yeah. Oh, we got a rock boogie oogie.
Yeah,
we got to go rock boogie oogie. Wee
There
It's
we
a rock
go.
boogie oogie.
Rosie, we needed you, that third voice.
Yep, we got to have it. You know, that trio just echoes better, and that one's high and inside, and that'll make it a full count. So, so it worked.
We got him a ball anyway.
We got him an extra pitch right there.
Yeah, we did.
That's right. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in a 1-1 game. Runner standing on 3rd. Morales ready. Here comes the pitch. And it's driven towards 2nd. Second baseman going to scoop it, fires it over to 1st, and they get him. And so, but not before the Cardinals even the game up at 1 apiece as we move to the top of the 3rd. Your score, 1-1. You're listening to No Mark Broadcasting's coverage of Eunice Cardinal Sports.
Eunice Municipal Schools is proud to serve their students and community every single day. From kindergarten to high school, Eunice Schools has stood strong, delivering quality education, building resilience, and shaping tomorrow's leaders. This year, Eunice Schools is focused on more growth, more learning, and more Eunice pride because Eunice is on the move and the schools aren't slowing down. To the students, families, staff, and the entire Eunice community, thank you for being a part of something special. Let's make this year one to remember.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to No Mark Broadcasting's coverage of Eunice Cardinal Sports here live in Eunice. As the Cardinals and the Broncos all knotted up at 1, we've made it through 2. We're getting ready to start the 3rd. I've seen Coach Almaguer and the home plate ump standing over here having a discussion. Basically, ever since the other inning ended, they're still involved in the discussion, and just looking at them, I'm not sure I get it. I mean, they're still having a discussion over there. So I don't know what happened. I've said it already once, but I have known JP for several years now.
Yeah.
And I've never seen him get excited like that. As the youngsters say, he got lit.
And when you're right, you're gonna stand your ground.
And that's my point exactly. It's like if if we had I'm trying to think of some people that do a lot of screaming and hollering. If you had me down there, Coach, and you'd go, he gets excited, I get it. But JP's not usually somebody that's going to go out there and cause problems with anybody. And the only way I could see him being as animated as he was is if he was right.
Yeah.
And that's going to, there's probably people going to say, well, that don't make it. Sometimes when you're right, you're right.
And you just don't want to back down.
That's right.
I've been there. And I'd still go there.
Yeah. So anyway, one of those situations. I don't know what the story is, but I have a hard time believing that JP wasn't right in whatever he was saying. And you've still got Coach Almaguer and the home plate umpires still over here having a discussion. And, they have been discussing ever since the inning came to an end. And it looked like Coach Ontiveros come out of the dugout. I think he was about to walk over there and maybe pull him back, but now they're working on catching gear. So anyway, and Coach Almaguer stays walking backwards, and they're still having a discussion. I would love to have
There'll be a fly down there on that little hit.
When I worked narcotics for the state police, we would hide we called it a bug. We would hide it somewhere so we could hear what was being said. I'd love to have a bug down there
in his pocket.
Yeah, walk over and pat the ump on the back and stick a little microphone on his back so I could hear some of these discussions. And there's a drive into right center field. That one may roll to the wall, and it's in that deepest corner of the field, making the turn. He's going to come, and here he comes, headed toward third. It's going to be a close play there, and he gets down, and they call him safe.
Real close.
And that is a triple for that young man. That is Zamora with the triple.
No. Andre Garcia.
Oh, you know what? I don't know.
Side.
I'm on the wrong side. You are right.
He's their catcher.
Yeah, I was on the wrong side. And so the catcher, Garcia, got hit by a pitch his first trip up. He tripled that time, so now with no outs.
We should have just hit him with a pitch.
Grady got a runner on third, and you've got Rush coming to the plate, and he takes that first pitch for ball one. So 1-0 here. 1 ball, no strikes, no outs here. We're in the top of the third. Grady knocking on the door as they've got one on third base. Here comes the pitch, and that one's going to be high and inside for ball number 2. So 2-0 here. We talked about this young man when he came up the first time, Rush. He's a long, athletic-looking kid. Struck out his first trip up there, but and that pitch is down that outside corner for strikes. So 2 balls, 1 strike here to big 2-2. Hayes Rush. As Hasiel still on the mound for the Cardinals. He's in his 3rd inning here. And he's got.
Oh my goodness!
And there's a drive into left field. Left fielder going to step back, make the catch. The runner on third had taken about 4 steps toward home, and then as he went back, he looked like he changed directions, and he kind of stumbled over his feet getting back to third, and he didn't get set up
to take off.
And so
that's a blessing for us.
Blessing for the Cardinals. As Rush goes down on the fly out, and that'll bring up Croy, the pitcher, and he's going to want to try to help his own cause here as he struck out his first trip to the plate, and he is the cleanup batter. He bats in that 4 spot.
And he just fouled his first one off for a strike.
For the Broncos. And so 0-1, and now that pitch is going to be a ball.
Yep.
So 1 ball, 1 strike here, 1 out, as we've got a 1-1 ball game. So a lot of ones again, as Caden Croy steps up there ready to go, and he wears number 1. Runner on third. Here comes the pitch. Big breaking ball. Came back in, but not quite enough. And so that makes it
2-1.
2-1. So 2 balls, 1 strike. An out. Up on the hill is Hasse. Here comes the pitch, And that one was close, right down that outside edge, and I'm assuming maybe a little low. Yeah, he just motioned like to pick it up.
I think maybe he just calls every other one of those a strike, just to make it even. I don't know.
3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. 1-1 game, runner on third. Here comes the pitch, and that one's right down the outside edge, and he calls a strike.
I thought he was going to send him.
I did too. I wasn't sure.
It's hard to tell. He pointed towards first. So,
so now we got a 3-2 count here. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Got an out. Runner on third. Hasiel on the hill. He's going to kick and fire toward home. Big breaking ball, and it stays out. Stays in there, and that'll walk him. And so headed over is Croy on the walk. So Hasiel now stepping back up on the hill. The runners on the corners, 1 out. And that'll bring up West. West struck out his first trip up. Be nice to see him walking east here in just a second. Back over to the dugout if you're a Cardinal fan. Runners on the corners. Here comes the pitch. And that one's slow and outside for ball 1. So this is that situation where we've seen the Cardinals multiple times. You know, a lot of times if you don't have a strong arm behind home plate, you send that runner at first. One thing about the Cardinals, what we've seen is they will a lot of times throw it down there.
And pick them off.
Yep. Oop. There's 2-0. As that runner over on third wasn't paying attention until the last minute.
I don't think he'd have made it, but he might have.
Yep. It would have definitely got interesting. So,
all right, go with the time to settle down and throw some balls, throw some strikes.
So 2-0, runners on the corners. West at the plate. Here comes the pitch from Haase, a swing and a miss for strike 1. So 2-1 to West. Man, we got to get ourselves out of a pickle here in this one.
Yeah, I don't have a feel. I don't think this is going to be a high-scoring game, so we don't need them to get any extra runs.
Here comes the pitch, big breaking ball, swing on and miss. You know, the interesting thing about it is tomorrow the Cardinals have that doubleheader at Loving.
Right.
And, you know, Loving is a, Final Four championship team from last year. And championship game from.
We got to have some pitching for tomorrow.
And so I would assume that that's why you're probably not seeing some of the folks that you could see here in this game. There's a big breaking ball, and down he goes as Haase keeping in there and taking care of business. That is 6 strikeouts for Haase. He's done a good job. He just scares me sometimes as we'll put several people on the base, and then all of a sudden he'll come back and take care of business. So this brings up DJ Padilla. Padilla had a single his first trip up to the plate. He's got runners on the corners, 2 outs, and Haase on the hill. Can Haase get himself out of a little bind here? Big Rob holding the runner at first, and that pitch is going to be low and outside, and Morales was going to fire it down there.
He thought about it.
Out there in right field. I'm not sure who's over there. That's Ethan Wilson. He might want to be on his horse because when Morales reared back like he's going to throw it, Ethan was still standing out there in deep right field. You might want to be on the horse headed down there to back him up because Morales is liable to let it go, and there's a chopper over towards second. Second baseman scoops it over, and they get him, and Haase gets out of that one, and so that's a good job there for Gallegos. He's going to flip it over to Zamora, and down goes Padilla on the ground out, and the Cardinals get out of that one without giving up any runs as we move to the bottom of the third. Your score, Eunice 1, Grady 1. You're listening to No Mark Broadcasting's coverage of Eunice Cardinal Sports.
Eunice Municipal Schools is proud to serve their students and community every single day. From kindergarten to high school, Eunice Schools has stood strong, delivering quality education, building resilience, and shaping tomorrow's leaders. This year, Eunice Schools is focused on more growth, more learning, and more Eunice pride because Eunice is on the move and the schools aren't slowing down. To the students, families, staff, and the entire Eunice community, thank you for being a part of something special. Let's make this year one to remember.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to No Mark Broadcasting's coverage of Eunice Cardinal Sports. Here live in Eunice as the Cardinals and Grady all tied up at 1 apiece. Interesting game here as,
These are pretty evenly matched teams, I would say. Just from the way it looks.
Shout out to Dustin and Josh. They were texting me, asking me questions, and I don't know the answer. So 1 ball, 1 strike. And trying to look, is this? No, it's the same pitcher, right?
Yeah,
same pitcher.
Yeah,
I thought maybe they'd made a change since they were taking a while.
Something I thought was kind of interesting is they have 2 Gavins on their team.
Oh yeah,
with different names, different last names.
Isn't that
and Gavin's not like a.
I think that's the governor of Colorado, or no, California, right?
Gavin Newsom or something.
Newsom, yeah. I think that's Newsom, one of them over there. Yep. All right, here we go. Stepping up there is Luis Zamora as he hits that one high, towering foul over above the first base dugout, and luckily for the Cardinals, it gets onto the top of that dugout.
Striking to an out, huh?
As that first baseman was on his horse over there trying to reel that one in. So 0-1 after all of that, and Zamora steps back in there. He had an absolute shot to deep center, but he hit it right at the center fielder his first trip up there. As he's up there ready again. Is that pitch going to be just a bit outside? That was a close one.
Yeah.
I always say I try to call it like I see it. No,
pretty close.
I would not have been surprised if he'd have pointed the finger at that one, but he didn't. So 1 ball, 1 strike's good if you're a Cardinal fan. Here comes the next pitch, big breaking ball, and man, and that one to me looked like it was outside. He pointed at that one. So, anyway. So 1 ball, 2 strikes here with no outs. Up there is Zamora. Here comes the pitch. Oh, and that one almost hit him in the ear hole.
That one got away from him.
Yeah, that went almost behind and over his head. So now it shows 2 balls, 2 strikes here. Croy still on the hill for Grady, and he throws that one high. So now we got a full count. After Zamora was in a pickle there, he's taken 3 balls, so it's 3-2 here. No outs. We're in the bottom of the 3rd. Stepping up there ready. Here comes the pitch. Big breaking ball, and that one's going to get him. I don't know if it ended up hitting him or if he dove out of the way, but anyway, one way or the other, it's going to send him to first. And so, yeah, that brings up Julian De Leon. Young man had a double his first trip up there. As he's up here ready to go. Coach Almaguer comes out onto the field, starts giving them all those hand signals that baseball players give each other.
Yeah, catcher's out there trying to calm his pitcher down. He's starting to have a few wild pitches.
Yeah, and I would guess he's also discussing what they're going to do with Zamora, knowing that Zamora is probably going to go. And whether it's the first pitch, second pitch, Zamora will be headed to second here in just a second. You can almost bet.
He's going to turn them afterburners on and get moving.
Yeah. Wonder what in the world.
Strike 1.
Did my family get up and leave that was right there?
Yeah, they walked down. I don't know where they went.
My garage doors just opened and closed. And my little notification just came, and I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah, they got up a few minutes ago, and I thought they were going down to the concession stand, but since it ain't open, probably not.
Probably not. So 1 ball, 1 strike here. As that threw me off. I looked down there, and I'm like, why would my garage door be opening and closing? But that makes sense. All right, runner. Here goes some more, I think. He's got the look on his face. Nope, he didn't take off. No. So it's 1 ball, 1 strike.
2 balls now.
2 balls, 1 strike to De Leon. Runner on first is Zamora. I've been surprised he ain't taken off yet. He's had 3. I think he's going this time. No, he's fooling me. So 3 balls and a strike.
I imagine it's because he knows they had a little plan put together.
Yeah, could be.
But who knows?
Could be.
He just ain't feeling it.
And De Leon in there ready to go. Here comes the pitch. Big breaking ball is going to stay outside, and De Leon will head over to first. So De Leon with the walk. And that'll put runners on first and second, and Ethan Wilson comes back up with no outs.
It'd be a good time to rock one over that back fence.
Yep.
No wind tonight. The flag is just laying flat.
And you couldn't ask for a better situation.
No.
Look at that beautiful sky over there. I mean, it just looks amazing out here right now. And Wilson is definitely the batter that you'd say, oh, I'd like him to be up there with two people on.
Ooh,
as he takes a huge swing at that first one for strike one.
Come on, Wilson. Wilson! Swing that bat, boy.
Come on, Wilson. We need you right here, buddy.
Need a good old, at least a base hit, at least.
Yep. Just put the bat on one. Ooh, and there's a big swing, another huge swing and a miss for strike two. So 0-2 here to Wilson.
And you don't see him miss too many like that.
No, that's two breaking balls that he just hadn't been able to. I mean, he's right on them as far as the speed goes. Just got to be above or below it. So that means it's changing levels. And there's a drive to deep left field. It's way back. Way back. And it is out of here. Ethan Wilson with the homer. Ethan Wilson with the 3-run shot over the left field wall as Wilson says, Wilson! As he drives it into Eric Swing's old yard out there, and here he comes around third base in the trot. He floats down the third base line, and here they come for the jump on home plate. And Wilson has given the Cardinals the big lead. They lead 3-1. Just like we would have liked to have written it up. 4-1. Is it 4-1? 4-1, yeah, because that was a 4-run or 3-run shot. And so Wilson with a 3-run home run. And the Cardinals now with the big lead. The base is empty, 0 outs, and brings up Randy Gallegos. So Gallegos floats in here with no outs, and he takes that first pitch. Man, that looked high to me.
High for him.
And even Gallegos kind of turned around and looked funny at that one.
Maybe he thought Wilson was still standing there. Because that was high for that boy.
Yep, I thought it was high too, but he gave it the point. And he's going to point at that one too. And so 0-2 to Gallegos.
That one actually looked like it dipped down a little bit, but that first one was high.
Yeah, I concur. And the first one, Gallegos turned around and looked back like, are you serious? Here comes the next pitch, and that one's driven towards center, and Gallegos says, well, let me give you one of these if you want me to.
He said, you like apples? How about them apples?
And he gets the single, and that'll bring up Andres Serrano, who had a single his first trip up. A little Gallegos runs out there to get the bat, hustles back over, and now he's into the dugout after a couple of high fives.
After our coach went down to the dugout or went down to the locker room, these boys have kind of been a little more fired up, I think.
Yeah. Sometimes as a coach, you got to make a statement.
Yeah.
And maybe that's it. I don't know. I'm sure we'll get some info at some point. I just don't know when. So runner standing on first.
I just got a little adrenaline flowing through him.
Yeah. Yeah, you watch your coach get tossed out of there screaming and hollering all the way to the dugout. That'll probably pump you up a little bit.
Especially one that don't do it very often, if ever.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. So 2 balls, no strikes here to Serrano with a runner on first and Gallegos and no outs. Serrano gets in there, takes him a couple of practice cuts, and he's ready. Got the bat bobbing. Here comes the pitch. Big, high breaking ball that stays high for ball 3. So 3-0. So 3 balls, no strikes. Serrano back in there ready. Here comes the pitch from Croy. It's right down the middle, and he took a hack at it, fouled it back into the netting.
Well, I do have to say that I'm so happy that Mrs. Almaguer had brought this heater.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice and cozy over here.
Yeah, that is the interesting thing about this side over here where I'm at is, because I don't have that AC blowing right down my back, it's
not bad. Huh?
It's not too bad. There's a shot right towards short. Short going to scoop it. He's going to try to turn 2, and he does. And the double play there as Serrano hits into the double play. And so down goes Serrano, down goes Gallegos as they got them both, and that'll put 2 outs as Misa Brito comes to the plate. Young man had a single his last trip up. Another one of those youngsters. This is another freshman. And so Gallegos a freshman, and Brito a freshman.
And he pitched in the JV game, right, Misa? Is that correct or no?
Did he?
I think he did.
I don't know. I didn't even know you could do that. And that first pitch is inside for ball one. I didn't know you could do that. You can pitch in a JV game and then play in the varsity game? I don't know. So 1 ball, no strikes.
Yeah, so yeah, he pitched in the JV game.
There's a drive into left center field. It's going to go in the gap. It's rolling. They're going to scoop it up and fire it in, so that'll keep him at a single. That's back-to-back singles for Brito. Yeah, I didn't know you could do that. Yeah. Did he pitch very long?
Yeah.
Really?
The whole 4 innings.
I didn't know you could do that. I didn't know you could pitch. You know, like in a basketball game and a football game, you only get so many quarters of play. I didn't know you could pitch in a JV game and then turn around and come back and play as a starter in the varsity game too.
I guess the only thing is the pitching count, so he couldn't pitch, you know.
Well, there's got to be an inning or a game count, I would assume. I just don't know how that works. And I'm sure there's probably games where he hasn't played, so that's probably how they're able to do that. Like I said, I don't. That's definitely one part of baseball that I don't know. Is I don't know all of the, you know, like in basketball, you get. Is it 6 quarters?
Yeah, I think
it's
that's
either
right.
5 or 6 quarters a night. I think it's 6 quarters a night is all you can play, and so that's all they'll let you. That's all they'll let you play. I think in football you just get 4.
Yeah. Young lady needs to sit down. I'm gonna have to go out there.
There's a high fly ball. That is an absolute Artemis rocket. As it lands foul.
Might have bumped into that Artemis rocket.
Man. He hit that one way up there. That's Big Rob, a.k.a. Carlos.
Right. Now just straighten that out.
Yep.
And get it a little bit to the left, and you're good.
And I tell you what, he'd take about 50 foot off of that height and put it toward that way, and it would land over there in the football field. Yeah. As that thing landed out there about 10 foot from the wall, and it went way high. I mean, 2 or 3 times as high as the lights, and a swing and a miss, and down goes Big Rob. On the strikeout.
Retire to the side.
And it will. So we move to the 4th. The Cardinals put 3 runs on the board here in the 3rd. They lead 4-1. You're listening to No Mark Broadcasting's coverage of Eunice Cardinal Sports.
Guns Up Services is a proud supporter of the Eunice community and the Eunice Cardinals. Guns Up Services has been in business almost 15 years and is family owned and operated. Located at 2105 Avenue O in Eunice, Guns Up is your trusted vacuum truck, winch truck, frac tank, rental equipment, and dirt work provider. Guns Up Services in Eunice wants to cheer on the Eunice Cardinals and wish them luck this sports season. Guns Up Services, another proud supporter of all Lee County athletics.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to No Mark Broadcasting's coverage of Eunice Cardinal sports. And we were discussing innings and numbers and all that kind of stuff. I guess in baseball they just have a game limitation,
right?
And so you can basically play like you play a doubleheader. Some of these people will play a doubleheader in one day, like we've got tomorrow. And most of your starters will stay on the field for both games. And so
just the pitch count is the big deal.
Yes, that is the only thing that causes great concern. Or if you go over your game limitation numbers, as some of these, especially these youngsters, someone like Misa may have had a varsity game already this year where he didn't touch the field. And so it just figures into his game count. And so he's good to go. So it makes sense. So strike number 2 already to this batter while we're jabbering. And there he goes down to strike 3.
And that was Gunnar Benjamin.
Yes. As he goes down on the strikeout. And that is the 7th K for Hasse. So
he's getting them done, isn't he?
Yep. And that'll bring up, is this Bone Daddy?
This is. And all the, Riley Bone.
Riley Bone.
Second baseman.
I think he was part of a group that used to rap back in the 90s.
Yeah.
They called him Bone Thugs and Harmony. As he's up there, boom, 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 as he's up there ready to go. 1 ball, no strikes here to Bone. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss.
Nice. He wanted that one.
Yep.
Swung hard at it.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here. Hasse doing work.
Yep.
He is doing work. We're in the top of the 4th here, and he's been able to hold it down so far. As just as I say
almost got him.
He had him bobbing and weaving.
If he hadn't sucked it in pretty good, he probably got the belly.
Yep, he was doing that 80s limbo like I used to do at the skating rink, trying to avoid that one. So 2-1 here and an out. We're in the top of the 4th, and there's a nice breaking ball that comes back, and that batter kind of looked down at the turf and shook his head like, no, he didn't like that call.
Didn't like it, but it looked like it came back in to me.
2 balls, 2 strikes here. Bone Daddy. Here comes the pitch from Hasse, and that one's low and outside for ball.
Gets it up to the full count.
Yep, 3-2-1 showing on the board here. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and an out. We're in a 4-1 game. The Cardinals put 3 on the board in the 3rd, 1 in the 2nd. For Grady, they put 1 in the 2nd, and so that's where we get our 4-1. And down he goes there. Down goes Bone Daddy. So that is another strikeout.
2 away
for the Cardinals. That's strikeout number 8 for Hasse. And that'll bring up Gavin Stilo Brim. Did he bat on the left side the first time?
I didn't think so.
I didn't either. But he's over there if it's the same guy.
Switch hitters, huh?
Yep. And that is the same person. So Gavin Stilo Brim is up there. Young man struck out his first trip to the plate. This is the 2nd trip he's made up there. So Hasse still on the hill. He's got Morales behind home plate. And there's a.
Well, that looked good. Maybe
I thought so
high.
too. And so he didn't like it. The ump didn't. So it's 2 balls, no strikes here.
Well, I didn't like it either.
Yeah.
But he called it a ball.
I concur. So we got a 2-0 with 2 outs. Here comes the pitch. It's a high fly ball over in the shallow left. Left fielder trying to. And it lands in play.
Oh, my goodness.
And we struggled with it. It bounces around, and the young man's going to end up on second after all of that.
I think he lost it in the darkness.
And the lights, maybe.
Lights or dark or something.
Man, Stilo. We'll give him the double. It's probably an error on the Cardinals.
Yeah,
but
he had a pretty good run to get to that.
Yep.
So, but yeah.
And that brings up Flood. Young man had a double, and then he grounded out his last trip up there. And he's now got a runner on second in scoring position with 2 outs. Here comes the big breaking ball that stays outside for ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes. Here comes the pitch. There's a swing and a miss for strike number 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he batted right-handed last time.
This guy?
I think so.
Yeah. So maybe there's a couple of them doing that. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Here comes the pitch. It's driven into the gap.
Goodness.
No, Gallegos knocked it down, so he saved. Well, I think he saved. I was going to say, yeah, he saved a run as they tried to make the turn, but Gallegos did a really good job getting to that because I thought it was going to get out into the outfield, and he knocked it down. And so all of that to say he got a single, and that'll bring up Garcia. Young man had a triple his last trip to the plate that he smashed out there into that right center deep corner, the deepest spot in this field. And he's going to step up there now with runners on the corners. He's got a chance to put Grady back in this ball game here. And can Hasse shut him down? And once again, there's that throw like he was going to throw over to Big Rob, who's holding the runner on at first. And we might have to holler at Ethan Wilson.
Yeah, wake up out there.
Yeah,
get over here.
Because if he had let that one go again, Wilson standing in deep right field.
Oh, man, that looked like a strike to me.
So that's a ball. Is that the first one?
2 balls.
Okay, so 2 balls, no strikes here. 2 outs. So here we go. Here comes the next pitch. Big breaking ball swung on foul for a strike. So 2-1. Two balls and a strike, 2 outs. Runners on the corners. It's a 4-1 ball game. Here comes the pitch. It's hit towards second. Short second, going to run over that. Oh, Gallegos scooped it up, and as he went to transition from his glove to the hand, he bobbled it. It hit the turf, and a run's going to score. That's something you don't see from Gallegos very often.
Nope.
Definitely not something you see from that young man. As definitely he kind of booted that one. So Hayes Rush now comes to the plate, and it's a 2-4 game. Runners on first and second. Rush going to step up there. Morales going to run out and talk to his pitcher right quick.
And any base, boys, any base.
Stepping in there is Rush. He struck out his first trip to the plate, had a fly out his second trip up there, and he's up there with the tie-in run standing on first base. He represents the go-ahead run if he can knock it out of this place. So back up there ready. Here comes the pitch. Right down the middle as Hussey put some heat on that one and fired it right down the pipe, and he couldn't keep up with it. So 1 ball, 1 strike. As Rush back in there ready to go. Runners with big leads, and there's a foul driven right back over at McCarr.
They're bound and determined to get you tonight.
Yeah, they're gonna hit a few right at me.
So that's a doubleheader tomorrow?
I believe that's right.
Okay.
I think it's back-to-back ball games over there, like 11:30 and 1 or 11-1.
11 and 1 or something.
Oh, that pitch going to go through Morales' legs. That was odd looking, as Morales is usually it's like he kind of leaned to scoop it, thinking it was going to catch in the heel of his catching mitt. And then he looked like, oh, heck, it ain't there. And it had rolled all the way to the backstop. So now we got 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. All the runners have moved.
There's
and
no boogies or oogies.
No boogies. They're standing on second and third. So the tie-in run standing on second in scoring position. Here comes the pitch to Rush. Big breaking ball, and the catcher held it there for a second or two, like to say, see where this was, ump.
Apparently he
didn't like it. So 3 balls, 2 strikes here to Rush. Can Hasse take the Cardinals out of this one right here? Here comes the pitch. Oh, and that one's going to stay out. And the runner's going to head over as Rush heads to first on the walk.
That'll load them up.
Yep, and that brings up the pitcher and the young man that's bratting in the cleanup spot. Caden Croy, he's got a walk and a strikeout his first 2 trips up. He is the cleanup batter and the pitcher. Can he help himself out? He's got the go-ahead run standing on first with the bases loaded. 2 outs here. That first pitch is a rocket right down the inside corner, swung on and missed for strike 1.
Just need 2 more of them, just like it.
0-1 here to Croy. Croy takes a look, steps back in there, wobbles his bat around a little bit. Here comes the pitch from Haase. And that one's right down the outside corner, so he went inside corner fastball on the first one, outside corner fastball on the second one, and he's got 0-2.
Change up. No.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I might come back with that inside corner and the fastball again. Here it comes. There's the big breaking ball. Check swing. They're going to say win, and down he goes.
And that got us out of a pinch.
Definitely got himself out of a pinch there as he has his 9th strikeout of the ball game. And that'll get the Cardinals out of a pickle as we move to the bottom of the 4th. Your score, Eunice 4, Grady 2. You're listening to No Mark Broadcasting's coverage of Eunice Cardinal sports.
Did you know that Cardinal Hardware isn't just your ordinary hardware store? They're your one-stop destination for all your hardware needs. As the sole hardware store in town, they take pride in being locally owned and operated, serving the community with dedication and care. Cardinal Hardware is fully stocked with all the essentials you need, ensuring you can find everything you're looking for right in Eunice. Cardinal Hardware in Eunice, another proud sponsor of all Lee County sports and academics.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to No Mark Broadcasting's coverage of Eunice Cardinal sports here live in Eunice. The Cardinals lead 4-2. It's been a good game.
Yes,
we knew coming in this is a 7-3 Grady team that, the 1A team, but I can tell you they've played some big schools. They've played some big schools to some close games, and so
they're the real deal.
Yeah, definitely a good baseball team. There's no doubt about it. I was typing in their information here, and I don't know why, but I typed in Gracie instead of Grady. Yeah, different. That's a different sport.
Well, Grady's a really small spot, but they have a lot of farm boys from, well, I'm sure from all over out there.
Mm-hmm.
Over there close to, between Andrews and Big Spring.
Yeah, well, they're the number 3 team in the state right now in the 1A division.
And that's saying something in Texas, because that's a big state.
Texas? Grady ain't in Texas, is it?
Isn't it?
No, I don't think so. You got me thrown off.
Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong place.
Yeah, I think so. And there's a chopper towards short. Short going to come up and scoop. The fires it over there, and they say safe.
Yes, I like
and
it.
So he's going to get there as that was, who was that, Don? Don Baez had the afterburners going.
Kicking it down. That's why you keep going.
That's right. And that'll bring us to the top of the lineup with Isaac Morales, a single. He had a ground out his last trip up there, and the umpire going to go over and visit with the coaching staff of Grady, who didn't like the call.
Send one of them to the dugout.
It looked like a bang-bang play there. It would not have shocked me if he would have said he was out, but it was definitely a bang-bang play. So here we go. Adon with the lead, and he's going to take off. Here comes the pitch. They fire it over there, and they're going to get him, and down goes Adon. He gets picked off going to second. And so Anyway, dang it. Well, we were excited for a second, and then the wind come out of our sails as Isaac Morales now steps up there with 1 out. And the Cardinals with a 4-2 lead. So they got them doubled up right now, but it ain't a very big double up. You know, the bats just haven't been going for us so far. So, and you got to give the, Croy some credit on the mound.
So that is Grady, New Mexico.
Yes.
I don't know why I was thinking Texas.
Yeah,
Isn't there a town called Grady over there?
I got no idea.
It's that little town, on the way to Big Springs on the left.
Tarzan or
No,
Lenora?
it's past that. It's just before Lenora.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it is Grady.
Really?
But it's
Yeah.
Grady, Texas. That's why I thought it was Texas.
Yep. Yeah, I was thinking that Grady was up somewhere in the like Melrose, like maybe north of Melrose.
Yeah, no, that's probably true.
Up in that area, there's a whole bunch of. Because I was thinking they usually played in that. What do they call that tournament up there that they have every year in basketball? That's all those little small schools: Melrose, Elida, Dora, Floyd, Grady, Texaco, Dora. Anyway, all of those. There's a name for that tournament. We used to play in it, and then I can't remember what happened. We got out of it for some reason.
That's in Plains or where? Is that in
that tournament?
Where's it at?
Man, you are stuck on Texas, huh?
I don't know why I am.
No, they play it at the different places, and the second baseman going to boot that one, and so diving over is Morales as he goes Pete Rose style into first, and he's going to get the single.
Hey, whatever it takes to get there.
Yeah, I forget what the name of that stinking tournament is up there, but it's all those little eastern New Mexico.
Where is it played at?
Well, they play at different places, like Melrose. It seemed like Melrose a lot of times. I can remember through the years. I think they've played it at Texaco some, maybe Elida sometimes. It's a big tournament. I'll think of it in a minute. It's a big basketball tournament they have every year. And it's all those, and it's an old tournament. There's a nice bunt laid down toward the third base line, and then the pitch throws the. Oh
my
no!
gosh.
The one that's on third was headed back to second. That was Morales.
Oh,
he was
man.
headed back to second. I don't know what happened. He lost the ball, and he was headed back, and then he had to turn around and change directions and go again. So standing on second.
There's a lot of action there.
Zamora. So
here comes the Grady coach out to discuss.
As Zamora laid down a bunt, and it was just
a nice
to that
looking bunt.
Yeah, to that left side of the field, about halfway between the pitcher's mound and the third base line. The pitcher came off the mound, went over and grabbed it. It was gonna be a close play at first, as Zamora was on his horse, and as he tried to fire it over there, he fired it into the turf and like 3-hopped it across there. Yeah. It went past the first baseman, and there's a lot of space over that way, and it rolled way over there, and so I don't know what had happened.
Yeah, I don't know. He went back.
Yeah, with Morales.
Yeah.
And anyway, it definitely Leanne Reeves said that Grady is right past Clovis, so it is part of that area up there.
Is there not a little town called Grady in Texas, like on your way to Big Spring, and it's on the left? There's a school zone right out in the middle of nowhere.
And that may be. I know what you're talking about.
And that's why I kept thinking it was that town.
Hey, and John Nuckelmeyer just sent me a deal. It's about halfway between Clovis and San Juan.
Okay.
And so appreciate y'all listening.
Thanks for listening, John.
Clovis Melrose. He said, but Charlie is correct. There is a Grady past Andrews, Texas, too, before Big Spring. So appreciate Ivan.
Yeah.
So definitely. So now we've got runners on second and third. We've got 1 out, and we've got the big man, I believe, De Leon, coming up there. And, man, he took one heck of a cut.
Did.
It stood the flag up on that one.
The flag started blowing when he swung that bat.
And it looks to me like that wind is blowing straight dead center out of here.
Which would be real nice.
Oh, man, if he could get one up in the air, it would probably take a ride, especially with the the guns that young man's got on him. Big number 44. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. It's a half a woogie.
A half of one, but let's
Here
do
comes
it.
the pitch, and that one's going to go all the way
coming.
to the backstop. It took
Get
a big
down,
skip
son.
off of there, but he's in there safely, and so Morales slides into home. He steals home off the pass pitch. And now with a runner on third, we lead 5-2. And I got another message here. Says Claude and Becky Skinner, appreciate you guys listening, and Grady is northwest of
Thanks
Clovis.
for listening.
So Charlie was right. We've got a Grady over by Big Spring. I think that's that place that used to be nothing but a school zone.
Yeah, that's it.
And there is a high, towering fly ball into shallow center.
It's gonna hit.
It hits.
It hits.
It was way up there.
And he's gonna
As
get
De
down to
Leon's
second.
going to fly over to second, slides in there. As he hit that ball up there, I lost it just like we lost
Yeah, it
Artemis
went
the other
way
day.
up yonder.
As Artemis was headed toward the moon, you know, they start focusing with those cameras, and you can't hardly see it. That's the way that ball looked. As De Leon sends a rocket toward the moon that lands out there, the center fielder had a tough time with it.
I think Artemis grabbed it and threw it back down.
Yeah, some guy named Artemis reached out there, and that'll bring Ethan Wilson back to the plate. A young man had a 3-run homer his last trip up. He's got De Leon standing on second, 1 out.
We take
Here
a
comes the
2-run
pitch. And that first pitch is going to be low and outside for ball number 1. So it should be 1 ball, no strikes here.
They may start staying away from him a little bit, I reckon.
Yeah. Yeah, that is the thing about this Cardinal team. I've seen, you know, Wilson, of course, hit 1 out. I've seen De Leon hit 1 out. I saw Serrano hit 1 out. They've definitely got some people that can reach out and touch it.
Mm-hmm.
And stepping back in there, ready to go. Was that lightning that I just saw, like way out dead center?
That might have been them guys in the Artemis flashing you.
Man,
with the
I could have
flashlight.
swore the whole sky just lit up way out there, like out toward Monument. Somewhere out that way. That was a strange look at the sky. Looked weird for a second. Almost had to be lightning or some kind of
Or a
something.
spaceship.
Yeah, like way off out in the horizon.
Oh,
As there's a big swing and a miss. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yep, and so
Wow,
Amy
that's-
Berner says that the Grady sign in Texas is right before Tarzan. When I was a kid, we lived in the Big Spring area. My grandparents lived here. We'd drive back and forth when I was in
and
elementary.
there was nothing but a school there.
Well, and my brother and I would stand there, and we were looking for Tarzan. When we'd come through Tarzan, we'd like pull our shirts off and beat on our chest, and we were looking for Tarzan.
And Jane.
Never did see Tarzan, never saw any monkeys, no gators, no trees, no vines. I was always so disappointed going through Tarzan. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Wilson, runner on second. 6-2 is your score. And Wilson knew he wanted it,
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
swing at it,
Didn't do it.
and down goes Wilson. And yes, Lenora is over there too.
Yep.
That's true. That is definitely some Lenora. Yep. So 2 outs now, and coming up there is Randy Gallegos, youngster. He's got a single and 2 strikeouts here today. As he steps in
Ooh,
there, and that looked like it.
almost
Did it
got
hit
him.
him? I thought it hit him, but
It
apparently
came
not.
real close if it didn't.
Yeah. As De Leon thought about making the turn and coming on home, as he's now standing on third. Yeah, I thought that ball got Gallegos.
Might have brushed his shirt.
Yeah, definitely brushed something. Yep.
Comes back up with 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs.
So back in there, ready as Gallegos. Here comes the pitch, and that one's,
Oh,
man,
man.
that looked like it was a foot at least outside.
And low.
Man, I didn't think there was any way that one was a strike. Man, here comes the next pitch, big breaking ball, and that one's way high, and he.
Somebody got dinner ready at home.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking on that one. What is it, old Ted Kennedy or whatever that said? He said, "You may not be the worst ump in the world, but
That other one passes
if that
away.
other one passes away, you're in trouble or whatever."
Big trouble. you'll get the title.
Yeah, then you'll be in there.
So who died and left you the worst?
I'm only kidding, people. I'm only kidding.
No, just joking.
But really, though. 3 balls, 1 strike. Here the guy goes. Here comes the pitch, and he hits that one right back over the top of us.
Almost got it.
We could have almost reached up there and grabbed it.
So full count.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Here the guy goes. As he steps in there ready with a runner on third. 2 outs in a 6-2 ball game. Here comes the pitch from Croy. Big breaking ball. It's hit high, way up over third base. They're trying to get to it. They miss it.
But it's a foul.
Oh, man. And that ball couldn't have been like 6 inches outside the foul line, or it would have been a.
Yeah.
And everybody was running, so De Leon would have scored. Gallegos would have been at second. But, man, I have seen some absolutely towering fly balls today.
Straight instead of high.
De Leon's a while ago, Big Rob a while ago out there to right. That one, I mean, there has been some absolute rocket shots, and there's a drive into right field, right down the first base line as Gallegos hit that one just like he needed to, just opened his bat up and punched it right down the first base line. And Gallegos with the RBI single. What a shot there by Gallegos as De Leon scores. Melissa Holland listening. We appreciate you and Roger. EPAC, that is it.
EPAC, yeah, I remember
the EPAC basketball tournament. Shout out to Melissa for giving me that. That is definite. That's what it was called. And it's like one of the oldest basketball tournaments, I think, in the country. Yeah. There's like old EPAC tournaments up there that look like they were built, with Fred Flintstone and the dinosaur. And, I mean, it's
using them clubs
chisel.
For bats.
Yeah. I mean, there's some old EPAC tournaments, trophies and whatnot up there. And there's a high fly ball foul. As up here, at the plate, we've got Serrano. Hit a single and a ground out his first 2 trips up there.
He's our designated hitter for the night.
Mm-hmm. He's got a man on first in Gallegos. And 2 outs. It's a 7-2 game. Here comes the pitch, and it's hit right in the same place. It's another one of them car dingers.
Mm-hmm.
How long is this parking lot supposed to be all destroyed?
I don't know. Every time I go by, they're just standing around. Ain't nobody ever working.
I didn't see anything happening. And I know they were working on the greenhouse thing back over here somewhere, but I've seen nobody doing anything right here, but they've always got it blocked off and nobody can park there. And I know a few of the people in the residential area, and some of them are complaining about everybody parked in their driveway and in front of their driveway and things that we're going to have to get this parking lot done here pretty soon.
Must be a pretty good deal to get a contract with the school.
Another thing that and I know that they've looked into it. And down he goes. And so down goes Serrano on the strikeout. As another thing that I was going to say is, and I know they've looked into it, and I know it's crazy, but what in my opinion, what the school ought to start doing is figuring out what they could do to acquire some of this property out here over the fence. And I know they have. I've been in numerous board meetings where they've discussed it, and I realized that I think the numbers were too high. But man, that whole area right there would sure make some good parking for the football field and the baseball field. And then it opened up this whole area over here now that we park in for something. Maybe a new gym.
Put another gym in.
You can never have too many gyms, in my opinion, especially not if you want to turn our basketball programs from average at best to maybe as good as our baseball and football programs. Because, man, wouldn't that be the day?
That would be the day.
Yep. So anyway, we are here. We've made it through 4. It's a 7-2 ball game. Shout out to some of these sponsors: Eunice Pump and Supply, Eunice Public Schools, Redbird Gas, Parker Energy, NMR Pipeline, Outlaw Grill, Guns Up Services, Thomas Welding, Eunice Wrecker, Redbird Garage, Cardinal Hardware, Debbie's Country Kitchen, the City of Eunice, Badger Hydrovac, Eunice Health Clinic, IPS Incorporated, NMJC, Lavelle Insurance, and the Burrito Beast.
Kind of hated to see the Outlaw closing Hobbs, but
yeah. You know, I see Johnny fairly regularly, and I know that they had just got that Burrito Beast up and going, and I guarantee you that Burrito Beast, every time I go over there, and I've probably ate over there a dozen times already since it opened.
I still hadn't made it. I got to get over there.
Oh,
to that
man,
place.
Every time I go in there, that place is packed, and it is rocking.
I've heard that they got some really good burritos.
Yeah. Really good bowl. They've got a whole bunch of other good things, too, but anyway, I've heard that there's some other things in the works with some other restaurant stuff, and so that we shall see. So here we go.
Bring up number 3, Gavin West.
Yep, and this is the top of the 5th. He is the leadoff batter here. Young man has struck out his first 2 trips to the plate. This is trip number 3.
Did he pitch? Did he throw one?
Who? Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Was it a ball or a strike?
It was a foul ball for strike number 1.
I missed it, and I didn't see anything on the board up there.
Yep, so 0-1 here to West as he steps up there ready to go. And that's a big breaking ball that scared West. He's
backing out of there.
He was running West and trying to get away from that one, and I believe that'll be 1 ball, 1 strike now, I think.
Yeah, 1 ball, 1 strike.
That's what I believe that count is. And here comes that next pitch, and that's going to be low and outside. It's going to roll all the way to the backstop. So
2-1.
So, yeah, I believe it should be 2 balls and a strike.
2-1 to Lacey.
Yep. They got a good conversation going on over there about something. So 2-1.
2 balls and 1 strike. Is that right?
I think it's right, but I could be wrong. Who knows? Here comes the next pitch. Swung on, hit foul, and I think that makes it 2-2.
2-2.
2-2. As the ump looked down at us. So 2-2. Yep, there we go. They
fixed like an outfit some of them dancers wear. 2-2.
Yep, a 2-2. An old 2-2. Like, who's that politician lady? Is it Christy Nome or whatever that they said her husband's been running around in a 2-2?
Oh, my goodness. Can you imagine?
3 balls, 2 strikes. The world's a mess right now.
The world is crazy. It's just absolutely.
Every time you think you got it figured out,
like,
man,
what is going on?
They hit you with something that'll have you like scratching your noggin.
And I seen a picture of the guy. He's like a decent looking, like like a man, you know, like what are you doing?
Yeah, it definitely.
And that walked him.
Oh, yeah, it did. So, West earns the walk. Got a message here from Miss Davis, and definitely appreciate. She said that the parking lot is a huge pain right now, but it is the entrance to a huge plumbing remodel project that is upgrading all the bathrooms at the high school. It looks.
So that's why you don't see nobody working there underneath.
Yeah, they are down out of sight.
Gotcha.
And you know, I remember that discussion. In fact, a lot of the plumbing group that's working. I know a lot of those guys. In fact, one of our boys' cousins is in one of those crews. He's been over here working with that plumbing crew. And so, anyway, yeah, I know they've been doing a lot of work up there. And
DJ Padilla up to bat for the Broncos.
Padilla had a single his first trip up there and a ground out the second time. And there is a fly down the first base line, and it's going to stay foul. So that ball lands. Wilson was on his horse, though, but if it lands about 5 feet to the left, it would have maybe been an extra baser. Definitely would have moved the runner from first all the way to third for sure. You know, they had another earthquake earlier today, about 4 o'clock.
Over here?
It was southwest of Jow. They said the epicenter was out there about 6-7 miles south of Jow, I believe, or west of Jow. And there's a breaking ball that comes back in there, and he ducked. DJ Padilla was headed to the ground to get out of the way.
What just got some ball movement.
So 0-2. He's got a big lead over there at first.
Yeah.
Here comes the pitch, and it's swung on, chipped right out into left field, and he just, you know, the issue there was your shortstop was leaning over to cover second
Right.
as that first base runner had a big lead, and your shortstop started leaning towards second, and then that batter hit it right where he needed to, just left of where Gallegos would have been set up normally, but as he started sliding over, it just opened that up like the Red Sea. And so
gave him plenty of room to get it, squeak it through.
So that'll bring up Gunnar Benjamin as Padilla gets his second single. And Benjamin now with runners on first and second, no outs. It's a 5-run game, 7-2. Definitely don't want to get too comfortable here. Hasse on the hill. And that first pitch is just a little high for ball number 1.
That's a pretty tall kid. I thought that would have been a strike. But
Yeah, definitely not missed by much.
Yeah.
So 1 ball, no strikes, runners on first and second, no out. Haciel still on the hill here, and that was that one when it came out of his hand.
Got away from him.
Yes. Yep. So 7-2 is your score in a 2-0 count. We're in the top of the 5th, is that right?
Tyler's going to come out and have a little chat.
Yeah, as that pitch slipped out of Hasse's hands, and it almost looked like he might be getting tired there.
Maybe getting a little fatigue.
Yep. And as Coach Almaguer comes out to visit with him, he brings in the whole infield. So it makes me wonder if he's not about to change. I think he might be. Yep, he's going to make a change here. I'm pretty sure he is. So you're going to have some people do some moving here. We'll see what happens and who he moves where. Oh, they're going to call in the big man, I think, as Wilson's coming in from right field. I wonder if Wilson will come in and pitch or if he'll go to first base, as they're going to move some folks around here. They're going to send Wilson, I think, to first base. I wonder if that means Big Rob is going to go on the hill, because that's one we haven't seen climb on the hill. Yeah, Big Rob's going to climb up on the mound.
And sling some balls.
So Big Rob will go to the mound, and they will move Wilson over to first base. So a lot of movement here as Big Rob will climb onto the hill, and we'll have a pitching change.
And, I think it's really a good thing that, our coach is a pitcher by nature.
Yeah.
And quarterback, and he knows, he knows the right time, the moment to do it.
And not just any pitcher.
Yeah.
If you look up the NMAA record books, about every other record that exists in baseball
got a
Tyler Almaguer name somewhere in the top 10, and so definitely the real deal. It's hard to I say all the time that one thing I've definitely learned in my years of covering sports is good players don't always equal great coaches.
Right, that's true.
No doubt. I've seen some amazing players that had no idea how to coach the game. And but I will tell you, so far, Tyler's been definitely not in that category. I like I said, I so far I like what I see with Tyler. There's always gonna be little pieces here and there that anybody who watches a sport don't agree with.
Sure.
And I tell people all the time, I grew up a Cowboys fan. I still got a lot of Cowboy stuff in my closet. I just don't wear it. I'm like a closet fan because I'm so irritated with them most every year. But they'll hire the best coaches in the world.
Yeah.
And then get their tails kicked.
Right.
And I'll sit and scream and holler at the TV saying, "What are you doing, you bunch of idiots?"
And have some good players, too.
Yeah, and the reality of the matter is those folks know so much more about the game than I'll ever know, but I'm still going to look at the TV and call them idiots. And so, that's what we do as sports fans. And the one thing that'll overcome any of that kind of talk is wins.
Yep.
Wins and losses. Ultimately, a lot of people say, winning ain't the only thing. Well, it might not be the only thing, but there's a reason they keep a score, And there's a reason why the state champ gets a great big trophy and the kids get
blue
rings.
trophy.
The people that win, that's what winning does.
Yeah.
And the opposite is losing. And
and I was talking about, I was talking to my grandson. He's doing the shot put over there in Seminole. He's a 7th grader, and he didn't get to go to the last meet because another kid beat him out.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, that's how you learn that you got to work harder than the next person.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just got to get it done.
I mean, shoot, it's my entire adult life has been that way. It's like when I went to work for the state police, there was tons of applicants. They only pick so many people to get to go. You get out of the academy, you come down, you want to work narcotics, you got tons of people wanting that position, and they only pick one. And it's just life. And there's a good first pitch as Rob blows that one by him. I mean, when I applied for the Eunice police chief position, there was like a dozen or so applicants. And the funny thing was they had a physical fitness test out here in front of the city.
Really?
And like half the community came down, sat in the bleachers and watched. It was nuts. We were out there running sprints and doing push-ups.
Really,
and
for
stuff.
chief?
It was the craziest thing I'd ever seen in my life. But, of course, almost, 15, 16 years ago, man, maybe longer than that. About 16 years ago, I was in crazy good shape back then, so I was enjoying it. They literally hauled a couple people off in ambulances because some of those people that was out there doing it had no business out there running we had to run a 1.5 miles. We did a 300-yard sprint, did a bunch of push-ups and sit-ups. Almost killed half them little old people that were out there doing it. But anyway, and then when I run for judge, the first time anyway, you got multiple people, only one person wins. It's, to me, those are all life lessons that to me I learned in sports, and that competitive part of it. I just think
that's why I don't like
down.
the ones where everybody gets a trophy.
I'll never be an everybody gets a trophy. I'm not a everybody should get to play equal stuff. Maybe at preschool. To me, by the time you get to middle school, all that stuff should be out the window. You got to start building competitors, and that's just the way I see things. But I know there's a lot of people that don't agree, and I'm not saying that they're completely wrong. Maybe just partially wrong, but so 7-2. As we've got the runners
juiced too.
Yes, they are juiced. And so that first pitch is high and outside for ball one. Man, I tell you, in a 7-2 ball game here, you got, they clear these bases. There's still no outs, and the Cardinals could be in an interesting predicament. Can Big Rob get us out of this? And there's a swing and a miss. Big Rob throwing some heat here.
He is. And that's number 12, is that correct?
The batter?
Yeah. Gunnar Benjamin.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that is. He's got a walk and a strikeout here today. I'm not sure a lot of these guys don't jump back and forth from one side of the plate to the other because I don't remember.
Yeah, because I didn't think he was. I think a lot of them are switch hitters.
Yeah. So,
Two
Gunnar.
strikes.
0-2 to Gunnar. Big Rob trying to come in and get the save here. See if he can finish this one off for the Cardinals. No outs, bases juiced. Here comes the pitch, swung on and missed, and down he goes. And Big Rob with his first K. Hasse sat down with 9 strikeouts.
It's not a bad night.
Yeah, Big Rob comes in here.
And here comes Bone Daddy.
Bone.
No, wait a minute.
That's not Bone Daddy. That is that? It should have been Bone.
Should have been.
Maybe they moved. Is this Stilo Brim? Gavin Stilo. 23.
Yes.
It is Stilo. So where did Bone Daddy go?
Well, was that not?
Was that wasn't Bone Daddy on that last one, was it?
Well, maybe.
Maybe that was Bone Daddy and we skipped. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know what happened.
So now we're down to Stilo. As Stilo's up there ready to go, and he's going to swing at the first 2 pitches for strike 2. So once again, shout out to Resendo up in the mountains.
Yep, up there in the cool pines.
Yep, lucky dog.
Sitting around a campfire, probably drinking an ice cold Pepsi.
Ooh, man, as that one is high and outside. How about a shout out to the boys track team? Went to Jow and kicked some tail, and the girls got second.
Nice.
Yeah, Ruben Acosta with that. Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, Ruben.
You know, I pick on basketball a lot because I think we should do better, and that's just the way I feel, and it's the way it is. But I'll pick on track a little bit too because, you know, once again, the majority of your same athletes in these same sports that are in the top two got to get out there and be competitive in that one as well, and not just here at the local district level. You got to get them to where they're competitive high at the state level. And down he goes, and Big Rob with some heat as down goes Stilo Brim.
And that's 2 away.
Big Rob, and that'll bring us back to the top of the lineup. Double a ground out and a single as Flood comes to the heel. Bases juice now, 2 outs. Can Big Rob get him out of this one? He's on the hill. He's going to kick and fire. That first ball's a big breaking ball, and it's in there. Good-looking pitch from Big Rob.
Nice-looking pitch.
You know, speaking of Big Rob, his mama was up buzzing around in a helicopter yesterday, chasing cattle. I always get a kick out of it when they're doing that. And those videos that Ginger posts when they're up chasing cows in a helicopter.
Herding from the air.
Man. There's a nice pitch down the outside corner.
It looked like it was a little bit outside,
yes,
but it caught that corner.
According to the ump. So that's 0-2.
Coach is over there kind of pacing. I don't think he liked it.
Yep. He did call that a strike, so that's 0-2.
0-2.
So here comes the pitch. Ooh, and that one's going to be a little bit outside. So now 1 ball, 2 strikes. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. We're in a 7-2 game.
I think Big Rob was trying to get him to swing out there.
I think so too. Might throw him at that inside heat this time. Here comes the pitch, and he throws that one outside.
2-2-2.
He thought about it, and so that is the 2-2 tour. Is up there is Flood. Madden Flood. He had a double. He grounded out. He singled his last trip up there, and he's got a 2-2-2 look here in a 7-2 score. Here comes the pitch from Big Rob right down the middle, and he blows it past him, and Big Rob says, "Sit down.
Bases loaded.
I'm not expecting a flood, so go have a seat." As down goes Flood, Big Rob comes in and gets 3 strikeouts to end the top half of the 5th. As we move to the bottom of the 5th, your score, Eunice 7, Grady 2. You're listening to No Mark Broadcasting's coverage of Eunice Cardinal sports.
Eunice Wrecker and Rental offers professional and reliable 24-hour roadside services in Lee County. Light, medium-duty towing and recovery, fuel deliveries, jump starts, lockouts, and tire changes. They also haul off unwanted vehicles to help clean up your property. We have 20-plus years of experience. We are fully licensed and insured. Call us at 575-394-HOOK. That's 575-394-4665. Eunice Wrecker and Rental is currently hiring Class A CDL and regular drivers for the wrecking yard. Eunice Wrecker, located at 44 North New Mexico Highway 248 in Eunice, New Mexico, mile marker 1.
NMR Pipeline is a highly qualified, dedicated company, leading in performance with management and employees who've provided over 45 years of service in pipeline maintenance and construction within the oil and gas industry. NMR Pipeline, 300 South Main in Eunice, or call 394-0144 for more information. Again, 394-0144. NMR Pipeline is proud to be a supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to No Mark Broadcasting's coverage of Eunice Cardinal sports here live in Eunice as your Cardinals lead 7-2. We're in the bottom of the 5th. It looks to me, did we make a change, or is that still number 4?
That's number 4.
Yeah, that's still him. So he is going to try to
finish
move
it
into the 5th inning here. trying for that complete game. And so the Cardinals have you know, they've done well. We've left a lot of people on the bases.
And I think, you know, if we go on to win this, I think maybe they got out coached today. Because you know, this kid's got to be getting tired. He's pitched a lot of pitches.
Well, here comes Misa Brito to the plate, the left-hander, number 3. As he steps up there ready to go. He's going to jump in the box, squats down in his batting stance, and he's ready. Here comes the first pitch from Croy. As that ball's hit right into center field. And, man, Misa Brito is getting it done today. That is 3 straight singles into the outfield for Brito. He has just tapped it right out there where he needs to every single trip. And there goes the bat boy Gallegos. He runs over, grabs the bat, gives a little dab up to Big Rob.
Gets it done.
And now he heads back over to the dugout where he high-fives a couple and jumps in there. I like me some bat boy work. It's getting a big lead over there is Misa. He looks like he might be going boogie. He's leaning. Here comes the pitch to Big Rob. Brito stays, and that ball's going to be low and outside for ball 1.
But one thing he is doing is getting in that pitcher's head a little bit too.
Yeah, for sure, because he's
you know he's thinking about it.
Yeah, he's getting the chin over to that side of his shoulder and looking anyway. So here comes the next pitch. It's a breaking ball. It's hit right into the left center gap. It's going to roll to the wall. Here comes Brito. He's on his horse. He looks like his sister as he comes around third. Woo. And he's going to stroll in and step on home plate.
Nice.
Misa Brito says, sis ain't got nothing on these wheels as he strolls in, stomps on home, and what a shot by the big man. That was Big Rob hitting it all the way to the wall.
And he'll get a pinch runner for him.
He gets the RBI double, and they'll send him a runner. Usually the one that I always see come in from, is that who it is that came in?
I think it's number 6.
Okay, so if it is 6, that would be Lucas Lopez. No, that'd be Zeke Garcia.
Oh, I'm on the wrong side.
You know what? That looks like Lucas Lopez, though, the way he's built. And there's a chopper. He hits it up high over second base, and they're going to make the catch. As trying to see, that was Adon. He goes down on the infield fly. And then that'll bring us back to the top.
Bat boy said, "You doing my job for me? That's my job."
Bat boy almost ran up there and got him a bat upside the noggin as Isaac Morales was taking some practice cuts, and Bat boy was running up there to get the bat.
That's why he wears that helmet.
I'm telling you. So 1 out here as Isaac steps up there ready to go, and he thought about it, and luckily he didn't, and the ump said good eye. So 1 ball, no strikes here. 1 out, 8-2 now is your score. As you've got the young man standing on second, who we think is Lucas. And he's going to hustle back over.
Yeah, kind of. I think it's a 6. If it's number 6, it's Lucas. But
yeah, he's built like a Lucas.
Yeah.
You know, the other one that I see go out there all the time is David Manriquez, and I don't think that's him. That ball is high, and I didn't even, you know what, they're in my bag. Especially I didn't bring my glasses, but they're behind me in my bags.
We need Rosie and his binoculars out here.
Yeah, that is true.
But he's up in the cool pines, chilling.
I've got my Malgaitan contacts at home. I should have wore those. And there's a little dribbler over toward the pitcher. I think he's going to get there. He is. He's there safely. And now heading over to third. There's nobody there. And they're going to send him. It's going to be close. He's going to dive in there, and he's there. Yeah. He's safe, and there they go back to third, and we got the same thing happening again.
Oh, man.
And a whole bunch of activity. As the, man, there's all kind of stuff going on as Morales is now standing on third.
That made them boys look silly out there, didn't it?
And Morales was kind of slow getting up off of third base
I think
there.
he might have fell a little hard there on it. trying to get down.
And that'll bring up Zamora to the plate with a runner standing on third. A 9-2 score.
One away.
Zamora had a line out, a walk, and a single as he chops that one toward third. Third baseman going to scoop it. He looks the runner, tries to look him back, but he don't go back. And Zamora with the RBI fielder's choice or RBI ground out.
Kind of a sacrifice.
Yep.
A little bit.
So he gets over. And that'll bring up Julian De Leon. The young man has 2 doubles and a walk here today.
And the score 10-2.
Yes, it is. 10-2. Receiving poorly, 10-2, receiving well. So big breaking ball that first pitch. And it catches the corner for strike number 1. So 0-1 here to Julian De Leon. Bases are clear. Here comes the pitch. That ball's hit hard toward right. It's way back. Skips off the wall. Julian now, because the ball skipped right back to the right fielder, going to have to pause up there at first. And he hit that one. He drove it off the wall. That may have been the hardest hit, longest single I've ever seen. Is that ball hit the wall about 3/4 of the way from the top, and he just chopped at it to right field. I mean, the right fielder never even had a chance to run. It would just rocketed off the concrete fence right behind him and then came right back to him. Is now Wilson steps up to the plate with 2 outs and a runner on first and De Leon. And there's a big breaking ball, stays way outside for ball 1. Wilson! We could use you right here.
I need you.
Hit one up there high and put it in the air and let it just float on over center field.
Hit one of them trailers over there.
There's a high fly ball. Shallow right field. It's going to be a problem, and it hits the turf. Nobody can get to it. As soon as it come off the bat, I'm like, that's going to be a problem. It's just, Manny hit that high. As Wilson, I'm assuming that's probably technically an error. I'm going to give him a single, as that'll bring Gallegos up with 2 outs, runners on first and second.
And you can see that flag moving around, so I imagine that ball had a little movement up there as it was coming down.
He had an RBI single his last trip up, and we'd like to see it again. There's a fly foul right at us. And he's going to step in there ready to go. Runner on first and second. Still Croy on the hill for Grady. They've pitched this same young man the whole ball game. And that ball's low and outside. You know, he held the Cardinals scoreless in the first. He gave up 1 in the second, 3 in the third, 3 in the fourth, and he's already given up 3 here in the fifth. Might be getting a little tired.
Yeah, I'd say so. I'd say, like I said, maybe time to give him a little break.
As that ball's going to be high to Gallegos.
And you know he's got to have a pretty high pitch count at this point.
Gallegos going to step in there, ready to go with a 2 balls, 1 strike, and 2 outs. Here comes the pitch, and that one's going to be low and outside
for ball
ball 3. So 3-1 to Gallegos. So Gallegos steps out. Now he's going to step back in. Runners on first and second. Here comes the pitch. Oh, and that goes behind Gallegos, and Gallegos now heads over to first.
That'll
on the
lower him
walk.
up.
And that'll bring Andres Serrano with the bases juiced. A 10-2 lead, 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the 5th. Serrano might be due.
Yep, he is definitely due. He's our designated hitter.
Yep.
So get to hitting, sir.
Hit a single, a ground out. He struck out his last at bat as he's got the bases juiced, and that first big breaking ball came back, but not quite enough for ball number 1. 1 ball, no strikes here to Andres. Bases juiced. Man, would this be a neat one if he could tag one is that ball's going to be just a bit outside for ball 2. So 2-0.
Yeah, this would be a nice one to go flying over the fence.
Andres steps in there ready to go. Here comes the pitch from Croy. Base is juiced, and that one's going to stay outside as well. 3-0. And you got to think, I don't know this team. I've never watched them before, but it looks to me like the pitcher's getting tired.
Yeah, I'd say so.
3 straight pitches just completely outside. 3-0. And here comes the next pitch. That one's right down the pipe.
Yep,
And
he was taking on that one.
3-1, yep. So 3 balls, 1 strike.
If it's
2
there,
outs.
take it. Take it.
Yeah,
Take it.
yeah, now you got to for sure. So bases are juiced. Here it comes. That one's hit hard and foul. Back into the fence.
Back into the fence.
Am I feeling things? I keep thinking we're having an earthquake, like the whole room is shaking. Is it?
Big Mike.
Is it really?
Mike's over shaking
I'm
us.
like the whole. Are you? The whole thing, like the whole room is moving. And that one's low and outside for ball 4. That'll walk one in as Serrano heads to first on the walk. Yeah, I kept sitting here and I was like, man, the whole room is moving.
So 1 run and the game's over if we can get 1 more in. Is that correct?
Yes, it's 11-2. So yeah, I think it would. Yeah, I think you're right. So Misa comes to the plate. Young man had a single, and a single.
And 1 more single would probably finish this thing
And one
out.
more single might send us to the house ski. And so he's going to step in there ready to go. Here comes the first pitch. Ooh, and it gets away, but yeah, the pitcher wasn't headed to home. There was nobody there to cover.
He might have made it.
I think they might have been thinking it was done. Is that Misa that's on third? Who is that on third? Or is that De Leon? Or that may be Wilson. I don't know.
Maybe
it's a whole bunch
Wilson.
of different body shapes. There's a chopper over down the first base line trying to get there. They're going to slide him in there, and they are going to get him. And so down goes Misa on a close play at first.
We'll go to the next inning.
And that'll move us over to the next inning and keep this ball game going. As we move to the 6th, your score, Eunice 11, Grady 2. You're listening to No Mark Broadcasting's coverage of Eunice Cardinal sports.
NMR Pipeline is a highly qualified, dedicated company, leading in performance with management and employees who've provided over 45 years of service in pipeline maintenance and construction within the oil and gas industry. NMR Pipeline, 300 South Main in Eunice, or call 394-0144 for more information. Again, 394-0144. NMR Pipeline is proud to be a supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to No Mark Broadcasting's coverage of Eunice Cardinal Sports. Here live in Eunice, I'm Jimmy Jones alongside my partner tonight. We got the thumb, Charlie Fairbrush.
Here. We're getting it done.
Rosie setting up in the cool pines of Rio Dosa. He's skipping out on us. Reminder, we got a doubleheader tomorrow, I believe, from Loving starting at 11:30, something like that.
11:30, I believe.
And that first pitch is
11.
Inside. 11?
11.
And yeah. The good thing is that'll get it over with early. The bad thing is I think that means we'll have to leave here like 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
1?
Oh,
okay.
it's at 1?
All right.
Oh.
All right. That sounds good. We believe you. There's a high fly foul. It's I haven't even looked. When Charlie told 11 a while ago, I believed you. I haven't looked at the thing at all. I can look.
Eunice boys at Loving, 11.
11.
But it don't say doubleheader.
It don't? Yeah, you're right.
Usually they have a DH in there.
Yeah, you are right. Let me look at see what Max Prep says. One. You may be right. I got to tell you, I hope it's 1. That'll let me sleep a little bit.
I think it's at 11.
You think it's at 11? Baseball boys schedule. I'm getting there. It's 2 balls, 1 strike. And that first pitch is
3
high.
balls. Come on, Big Rob, settle down, sir.
The Max Prep shows 1 o'clock tomorrow, and it shows just 1 game, so it does not show a doubleheader. So 1 game tomorrow at 1 o'clock is what Max Prep says.
I'll sleep in a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that give me an extra little sleepy.
There's a hard swing and a miss for 2 strikes.
So we got a full count here, 3 balls, 2 strikes.
So I wonder what we do. Do we need to double check with Tyler or?
He'll probably. I mean, we could shoot. You got the next best thing right beside you there, Charlie.
She said 1, so
if she says 1, you better get your umbrella out and just expect it to be 1.
If she says it's gonna rain, you better get
that
right?
umbrella. I'm telling you. Is that?
You're not going?
Garcia with the walk.
Oh, I don't think it's gonna rain.
Is Hayes Rush gonna come up to the plate? He's got no outs, a runner on first. So Big Rob on the hill. I just yawned. Here comes the first pitch, and that's high for ball 1.
So there's a JV and a varsity tomorrow.
So JV's probably 11-ish.
Maybe JV
start. Oh, no, other way?
Or the other way.
So
it is 11.
So it is 11? At 1.
Oh, okay. So it is at 1. All right.
So we'll just be there about 12:30.
About 12, yeah. 12-ish.
You know, last year they had worked on that new press box and stuff. And they had another group in there with us. It's not a very big press box, but it was new, and it was pretty nice. Yeah. I can't remember if it had
is that
internet.
The one? I'm trying to remember if that's the one where I don't think they did at the time, but I was trying to remember if that's the one where the field was only half done or something.
Maybe.
Or was that?
The last few times we've been over there, they've been working on it. And they were almost done, I think, last year when we went over there. It looked pretty good. Loving's done a bunch of work on, of course.
Loving, Jow,
both. Man, all of these places. So oil and gas will do some good things for sure.
So Tracy Davis just says that their schedule shows varsity 11, JV at 1, but now she's not 100%.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Ryan Dean said he's pretty sure they changed the 1 due to high winds in the morning, but there's a drive into left field. It skips off the wall as I'm looking at times on games, and that's a stand-up RBI double.
Yeah.
And
make the score 11-3.
Yeah, I don't even. That was Hayes Rush, right? No, who was that hit that? Yeah, that's 12. Maybe Gunnar Benjamin. I can't even read that.
That would have been Hayes Rush, correct?
Hayes Rush.
22.
With a
and he'll be up on second.
Double with an RBI. Man, I almost went to sleep because we just needed that 1 run while we go to end this game.
Here we go. We're back in it.
Now we've got a ball game.
Caden Croy up to bat, the pitcher that's still pitching.
Yep,
and he takes a strike.
Strike number 1. You know, I got to say, over here on my side of the building, it's not too cold. I look over there at you guys, and y'all look like y'all are at the North Pole.
Yeah, we feel like we're at the North Pole, too.
That's why the room was shaking a while ago. You got Big Mike over there on the end trying to shiver to create some warmth over there for him. And I'm over here on my end, just kicked back like I'm sitting on a beach in spring break or something. It's nice.
You're
over
in Hawaii over there.
Yeah. So anyway, that pitch is going to be just a bit outside. So 2 balls and a strike. 11-3 is your score. I have yawned twice here in this inning. That's not normal.
Yeah, it's past my bedtime. I'll tell you that right now.
Maybe that's my deal. I don't know.
I'm sure it's my deal.
Oh, they whip around us, Big Rob.
Keeping them honest.
Here we've lost it up here. We're talking about hot dogs. There is a full-blown discussion going on about good hot dogs and how you know whether it's a good hot dog or not, like whether the bun is soft and whether it's a brown hot dog, whether, it's like that little picture, that image that you see on Facebook all the time that's got like 10 different hot dog wieners, and like the first one is like brand new out of the package, doesn't look like it's been cooked at all. The last one is like hard black, looks like charcoal. It's like, how do you like your hot dog? And
I'm somewhere close to that hard black. I like the grill marks on it and whatnot.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I definitely am not like a fresh out the package wiener kind of guy. I gotta have a little darkness on my wiener.
You gotta have some dark wiener.
Yeah, you gotta have like the little lines on it from the grill.
Yeah,
that gives it better taste when it's got those lines on your wiener. And
definitely. Most definitely. And they got him.
Well, and the bad thing is, when you go to like what they were talking about, you go to like a truck stop and get a wiener. That wiener that you get at the truck stop,
rolling around on that little.
Well, yeah, it's been rolling, and it don't have no crust to it.
No.
That's not a good wiener right there. You gotta.
No.
When you cook your wiener like at home on the grill,
you got the marks on it.
You got the charcoal. You got the marks. It gives it a little flavor to it. When you just cook it on that little iron stainless deal, and down goes somebody out there, that's a completely different tasting wiener.
Yeah.
Than it's like I've been to people's house and they'll be like, hey, we're gonna cook hot dogs, and they boil their wieners.
Like, what is that?
Can't eat no boiled wiener. That ain't a hot dog.
Turn
I don't
the grill
know what
on.
that is. I'm not eating that nonsense.
Turn the grill on.
Yeah, you gotta at least get the lighter out and heat my wiener up that way. You can't boil the dang thing. I'm not doing that.
I don't like them raw wieners.
That's right. Yeah,
them raw wieners ain't worth the hoot.
Yeah, that ain't gonna work for me. And shoot, we don't even have a concession stand today, so we don't get no
can't
wieners.
Even get a wiener here.
You got to drive to the Pilot and get one of them stainless steel non-cooked wieners. But anyway, so here we go. 0-1, 2 outs. We got out of hand a little bit because it's a rough game here late in this ball game.
Yeah, it's getting a little rough.
Big Rob gonna kick and fire, and that was just a bid outside for a 1-1.
Two-way.
Yep. I don't even know who's batting. Do you know who's batting, Charlie?
Yes, that would be number 1. That is
DJ.
No, wait a minute. No, that's Flood, I think.
Flood? No, I can't be Flood.
Madden Flood?
Flood batted at the end of the last inning, right? This is number 1. It's DJ.
Is it 1? Okay.
It's DJ.
It is DJ.
That's DJ Padilla. He had 2 singles and a ground out, and he's got a 2-1 count here. See if the Cardinals can knock the rest of these down, and we can keep on moving. I've been pretty good down here on my end, a little warmer.
Yeah.
I may have to pull out. I got the jacket right here. I may have to pull it out here in just a second.
It's starting to cool off in here.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel it a little bit, especially down around my ankles. I got them short socks on.
The outside temperature's cooling off. That's what the deal is.
Well, I'm starting to feel it a little bit. Here comes that next pitch from Big Rob, and Big Rob almost takes his helmet off, as that'll send DJ over to first on the walk. And so that'll bring up Benjamin. It should, I think. Connor Benjamin, number 2. No, That's 12. Okay, yeah, it's 12.
Yeah, number 12.
So here comes Tyler to the mound. He's going to call in. It looks like Gallegos.
Finish her up.
Yep. So Gallegos will step up on the hill. So Coach Almaguer goes out there, makes some adjustments, and Gallegos will step out onto the hill. And so now we'll have a new pitcher going to warm up. Once again, I want to shout out to some of these sponsors. Again, the Burrito Beast, Lavelle Insurance, NMJC, IPS Incorporated, Eunice Health Clinic. Took Dottie. Dottie's been sick off and on for like the last week. Just hadn't been able to get over it, and we took him down there yesterday. Brian saw him, and they took good care of him. Gave him a shot in the rump. He didn't want it, but
that's what you need right there.
He took it, and he looked like a completely different kid today. So Badger Hydrovac, the City of Eunice, Mayor John Dean Davis, Shannon Cummins, all the staff down there at the city, we appreciate you. Debbie's Country Kitchen. Get on down to Debbie's this weekend. Get you some breakfast.
Good thing to do early in the morning.
Man, absolutely, for sure. Cardinal Hardware, the Davis and Myers family. They've even got old Jones. What's that? They got like a Jones Hardware now that they, they decided to get in on some Joneses.
So they like them Joneses.
And they've even got like bait and tackle and everything over there somewhere in southeast Texas, I believe.
Trying to keep up with the Joneses.
That's right. So shout out to the Davis family and all them over that direction. Redbird Garage, Josh and Erica Jones. Talking to Josh just a while ago, and him and Dustin. And skipping out on us tonight. We know we are out. Don't be trying to play us. So anyway.
As long as you're listening and watching.
That's right.
You can go do whatever you want to.
Eunice Record, John Dean Maureen, just visited with them earlier. Thomas Welding, Justin Thomas, Morgan, and all their gang.
Oh, Pascal over there too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right. That is for sure. And, of course, we got Guns Up Services, Ben and Nina, always doing great things.
Yep. Always there to help. All these sponsors are always out to help the community.
Outlaw Grill, NMR Pipeline, the Bettis, Stacy Pop, Parker Energy, Brett and Penny, always doing big things for sure. And Redbird Gas, Bart Parker. Eunice Public Schools, Mr. Hatch and all the gang, and the Eunice Pump and Supply, the Noble Myers and the Matthews. Shout out to you. We appreciate you. Thanks for making our broadcast possible.
Yes. Couldn't do it without you.
Headed to the plate, Gunner Benjamin. He's a good-sized fella. He steps up there against Gallegos, who may not be big in stature, but here's this arm as he fires a rocket right down the middle, and I guess it's a little low for ball one. Runners on first, 2 outs. Gallegos on the hill, comes in, trying to finish this one off here. It's an 11-4 ball game. And that one's rocked down the middle, but just a little bit high.
All right, sir, get it together.
So 2-0. Stepping in, ready. Here comes the pitch from Gallegos as he throws that one just a bit outside. So 3-0. Man, his warm-up pitches were just rockets right down the middle. And then 3 just a bit outside. Here comes the next one, and that one's right down the middle. So 3 balls and a strike for Gallegos here to number 12, Benjamin. It's all about them Benjamins, baby.
About the Benjamins. About the Benjis.
I don't know who Diddy sings that song. May not be able to sing that anymore. And I got to tell you, there's another one. You got like your Diddy music. I grew up in the Diddy era, so a lot of that stuff, and man, R. Kelly. I don't know if you can sing R. Kelly anymore. I Believe I Can Fly.
Yeah.
I wish. All them good songs. And there's, man, that looked like a good one.
Sure did.
But they call that one the walk.
Okay, runners on first and second. Time to get down to the serious pitching here.
And that brings up Bone Daddy.
Bone Daddy. Raleigh Bone.
We missed Bone Daddy the last time he was up. I think we skipped, I don't know.
And I think he batted left-handed the last time.
Maybe. As he takes that first one right down the pipe for strike number 1 to Bone Daddy.
Gallegos said, all right, enough of y'all. I'm fixing to throw you some strikes.
Yeah. I was trying to think that was a Spider-Man that had Bone Daddy in it, wasn't it? Bone Daddy. No, he was the Bone Saw.
Yeah.
It was the bone saw, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't Bone Daddy.
Bone Daddy.
Bone Daddy's one of them commercials or whatever that comes on during the Super Bowl or something. So that one's high and inside.
Something like that.
2 balls, 1 strike. I think it's Bone Daddy, something Daddy. Is that like a barbecue place or something?
Maybe.
Man, the building's moving again. I think we had an earthquake. 2 balls and a strike, 2 outs, 11-4 is your score. Here comes the pitch. It's right down the middle, and he swings and whiffs at it. So we got 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
But none of that business.
None of that other stuff. You can't do the rock woogie woogie on that other. No, man, you can't. Not for the other team. Is that swing and a miss, and down he goes, and Gallegos gets